this choice behind you now. You can do anything. One voice that you can sing. Don't change a thing. Embrace your fears and find their meaning. Time ends the suffering. Forgotten path, newfound dream.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Octane Online Racing's Thermaltake Sprint Series for Season 26 already. 26 seasons gone by, but here we go yet again in ACC for Round 1. And of course, we've got the lovely split yellow here on this fine Wednesday evening here at Spa-Francorchamps for Round 1 as well. Looking like a pretty stacked grid, I have to say. Lots of very quick people in this split. My name's Karen Fisselthwaite, and I'll be hopefully joined by Chris Neville, hopefully potentially later in the broadcast. But of course, we've got Glenn Jermaine on the cameras as well. We're just starting qualifying here for Spa. Pretty run-of-the-mill race, 60-minute race, and of course qualifying, as you can see, pretty par for par of what we normally run. 10 minutes. About 2 minute 15 lap time we'll probably expect from the top guys, so you probably only got a handful of laps, probably 5 at most, to get out and do out there right now, providing you don't have any mishaps. But we can see we're on the out lap right now. We're not timed lap just yet. Lutchinger Patrick Johnston in the Lamborghini Huracan, the Evo 2, which has had a bit of a resurgence in picks. Looking at the entry list, we've got 6 of them in this split. Not sure if we've got all 6 here tonight, but we've definitely got at least 4, to say the least. And definitely a bunch of quick ones as well, in the form of Griffin and Stan Boscobus, as well as Patrick Johnson, you can see on screen, along with Lucas Keys potentially as well. I imagine there'll be some out there somewhere tonight. There he is in the, I think, CSGO Hyper Beast livery. Very, very nice. A little bit in the traffic, so hopefully he finds a nice gap for himself. And I do apologize. Actually, we were on a first-time lap. As you can see, Patrick Johnson putting in the first benchmark at 2:17. Probably still plenty of time to find out there as the first-time laps, I imagine. And getting the tire temperatures up to standard, as well as everyone finding their way out there. But it is Johnson and Keys right at the front. Not too surprising. 3 100s between the two. Jada Rondinella in the 888 in the Lexus RCF in the Big Banana Boat livery. And if you're around Queensland and New South Wales, you definitely know the Big Banana, to say the least. Really, the peak of tourist attractions in the coast of New South Wales, that's for sure. But Jaden doing a good job currently holding down P4 in the Lexus. Definitely a car that's kind of come a lot more in popularity, kind of been a very popular pick since we kind of reintroduced it. And obviously now with some BOP adjustments as well. But I'm sure not the only one out there. But yeah, split yellow should be an interesting one. We're giving all these quick guys right at the front. And obviously the resurgence of the Lamborghini Huracan I think from what I've heard from some of the Kobex guys, it's just an all-round very good car for this calendar as well. And just going over that, we might as well cover the calendar. Obviously, we're here for Spa for the first round. 8 rounds this season in season 26. And we'll be going to Laguna Seca next week, and followed by Misano and Nerbs GP for the following 2 weeks. Then we got a nice mid-season break where we pick up things back in the start of August on the 5th. We'll be going to Kailami, Valencia, Suzuka, and Silverstone. I think now's a good time. We'll probably follow Stambus Kobus with an onboard right now and just give you a full lap with just the noise right now as we try and sort things out in the commentator booth. Never mind. I didn't time that a bit later and would have sent that ping out unnecessarily. Welcome, Chris.
Evening. Sorry about my tardiness.
Yeah, just wasn't sure what was happening there for a second. But oh, welcome back. We got Chris Neville back in the booth as well. Sorry for that one, but we're just in the middle of qualifying. We're about 4 minutes left to go here at Split Yellow, following Stambus Kobus in the Hurricane as we go through Eau Rouge as well. How are you doing, Chris? What are your thoughts on Spa-Francorchamps?
Oh, I mean, it used to be one of my favourite tracks. I'm not a fan these days as much. I've raced it too much, but it does bring out some nice classic racing, I feel. And Eau Rouge and Radion on the first lap is always a fun little exercise.
Yeah, you kind of dictate the whole setup around those, pretty much the whole of Eau Rouge, to say the least. I'm watching Ibrahim Bank in the Lexus as well, another Lexus pick from the Porsche. He and his father have run for quite a while, so interesting to see him change machinery. Currently holding down P8 in Pro-Am as well. Not too surprising, he's shown very good pace as Ibrahim in the last couple of seasons, and just kind of growing his experience out on track. Good front through Eau Rouge, about nearly 2/10 up, obviously down through Kemmel as well. I've heard like the Lexus is not terrible down this straight, but I think due to it not be able to carry the speed through Eau Rouge, I've heard from some of the Kovacs guys, which is where the Lamborghini is actually quite strong. It can carry a lot of speed through Eau Rouge.
I just remember looking at last season in sprints with Lucas and Lexus go boom, straight down the straight, and that was that. That was done. Now, whether that's just Lucas or not, I don't know. But I was just under the impression that it was very quick.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Speaking of quick.
Yep, Lucas Keys does another fastest lap, going down to a 2:16.495. Currently holding down pole position, 4/10 to the good, ahead of Jay Griffin as well for Team Why Not. And in P2, teammate of Stambus Kobus, separating Lucas Keys and Patrick Johnson right now. We haven't seen Griffin too much. He's kind of a bit of a newcomer, but I was watching the Club 50 on Monday night, and he was definitely very, very quick in these colours in this Lamborghini there as well. And we obviously saw at Watkins Glen as well. It was kind of the only Lexus to come home P2 and stay kind of somewhat close to Patrick Johnson and Lucas Keys. And as he goes through into last source night now, going right up to the edge, touching the grass almost on the outside. A half decent run through this corner. But Lucas Keys with 4/10 in the book. This got a lot to find. It should be interesting to see as the Lamborghini comes through and goes through Eau Rouge, carrying a lot of speed, dipping to 243 is its lowest point. So the Lamborghini downforce working very, very well as he's got his teammate just up on track, ahead of him on track as well. It won't be really benefiting from a slipstream from that distance, but thankfully won't encounter any dirty air as he gets on the brakes and goes into Lecombs as well, right, left, and then you get it back over to left again to get it pitched into this last right-hander as well. But looking pretty good for Griffin. Found about a 10th so far, and I'm not sure if he'll have enough time. I think he won't have time to cross the line to go again, but we'll see. A good run through Bruxelles and go into Pouan, through this Jackie X corner, or no name as most people call it, and we'll see how he runs through Pouan.
See what I want to see. Where's that Lamborghini gone with that amazing paint job? That black and purple thing. Not to knock that current paint job though, but that's something else.
Yeah, it's I think I don't mind watching this one, but I've to dare say been seeing it a lot for the last few days, having painted it over the weekend. In this one in particular, pretty happy how it came out. Not to plug myself too much, but that was it. It was a pretty tricky one, to be honest, to say the least. Kind of in the Gundam style, as Stan Buscobus requested for his Lamborghini for him and Jay Griffin. So pretty happy how that came out. It looks like Ryan King isn't going out again, but looking at the top 8, top 8, Lexus and Lamborghinis, with the exception of Ryan King's one Porsche. And then Tim Go back in the Ford Mustang in P9 currently for silver class, as Stan gets through the last corner, going a bit wider than he probably would have wanted, but nearly 4/10 puts him up into P6, so he goes ahead of Ryan King. And I think he did just get across the line to go again. Yes, indeed. And I believe Griffin might have as well. It looks like he's still going on. We've got a very slippery, squirrely out of the exit of the first corner. So that might have spelled doom for this lap already.
Watch that. I thought we banned Gobby from being in the Mustang as sort of insider trading and, not allowed.
Potentially, I know he cops a bit of flack, does Gobby, for quite frankly anything he does. I think I thought he was meant to be running a Porsche, but I think he's switched back to the Ford Mustang. He knows what he likes, and has gone back to the Mustang. And to be fair, the Mustang is not the dominant force of what it used to be. So I think he's one of the few people that actually probably still wants to drive it. Even Aiden Squires, Mustang lover, has given up on it, and I believe he's running a McLaren for split red.
At times, indeed. So is it just Gobby? I think Shono is running the Mustang as well. Those are only two horse enjoyers.
Yeah, a few of them as well. Griffin looks like he's still even on his Delta. Looking pretty good, despite not the best exit on the last one, and these two will be the last. I believe we have one more actually just behind Griffin that will be the last ones to finish their laps. Patrick Johnson currently up into P2, gets ahead of Griffin, and is within 2/10 of Lucas Keys. Lucas Keys is done for the day as well on 16.495, and looks like Griffin has elected this lap is not going quicker and has parked it up as well, so no improvement for him. It will be P3 at the most, as J-Rad goes through the last chicane as well. A little bit deep on the entry, but 3/10 in hand will put him up into P15 for J-Rad for the 23rd car. And the Lamborghini of Buscobus round in the final corner, got 1/10 in hand, losing it on the exit though, and I think we're going to have no improvement, unfortunately, for car 36.
It was a shame when you last bend with a nice green Delta and just lose it all. It's a shame.
Yeah, so frustrating, so easy to throw it all away, but it looks like it is Lucas Keys from Patrick Johnson for the front row, and then Griffin will be there in P3, and Jaden Rondinella right up there in P4 in the Lexus, with Price Devis just behind him for the Pro-Am driver, who are currently in P5. Busco is P6, and Ryan King P7 for our only Porsche in the top 13, to say the least. Abraham Bank for P8 and Tim Gobe for P9, and then Billet in a Nissan GTR will round things off for the top 10. I get to have a look at all these liveries on the grid as well. There's definitely quite a few out there. I do like the tick Aston Martin. You can just see in the just over the shot. And it's quite amusing, that one. Nice colours, I have to say.
I just want to throw out as well for Mr. Campbell. I know it's his first season in sprint, so P11. Not too shabby.
Yes, indeed. Not a bad effort. P10 on your P11 on your first sprint race. Another tick car as well in form of the Lexus. Lovely livery that Ryan King's been running as well. The Mad Mike sort of Lexus just on the right. Tim Gove's Milwaukee Ford Mustang, billet with his GTR Rising Sun livery that he's run for a while. Very, very nice as well. Kind of, I think that's an old livery on that Lamborghini. That's not some abstract art. That is just, I think, unfortunately, a livery, the old Tyrrell livery for Bishop on the McLaren. Love it, I have to say.
Oh, bringing their A game, I'd say. I mean, there's this lovely little. Is that purple, pink? I'd say that's my one that stands out on the grid the most so far. But yeah, we're doing well.
So chromish, pinky purple, almost magenta, almost. Another tick car. How many tick cars have we got here? Jeez, quite a few for the 333 Lamborghini. Not too sure that's Bernard actually. Doing well for the Amazon.
It's like, is that the razor or is that the pen? Is that like Bic or I don't know?
Yeah, it's a parody of Bic, the people who make the pens, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, Stockton's old Penrite car on the right that he's been running for a bit of a refresh as well. Another absolute amalgamation on the Aston Martin. The Marlboro, not Marlboro, is definitely not cigarettes. McLaren on the right, and not bad McLaren on the left. He says musingly. Thanks, Glenn. Another 5 to Glenn, and an Audi. Oh my good lord, an Audi.
That'll be Bernard, I think. He's a famous Audi enjoyer from Academy again.
No, he was that. I think that. We saw him just before. He was up over in the grid. I think that is Byrne, according to the entry list. Byrne, I do apologize, Byrne. I think your name is. Apologies. We got to get some names wrong. It's the rules. And how could we forget the big banana boat as well of Jaden Rondinella? I tell you what, if Jaden gets a good start, the Lamborghinis are not known for their straight line speed. So I think he could worry some of them. I'm sure he's probably in chat with Lucas Keys and Patrick Johnson, as they usually are. Lucas Keys taking a win last night for the first round of the ELMS series in the LMP2. Did a very good job. Kind of had to kind of fight his way back through and just applied the pressure to Layla Bell. And unfortunately, Nathan Monk's getting a little bit scuppered by traffic. That's the beauty of multi-class, but obviously this is just single class, just GT3s here for ACC. I'm sure we would love a GT3 and GT4 multi-class, but I think GT4s are not too popular, sadly. But it would be cool to see. I think we've run a few special seasons in the past, or sort of mixed races between seasons, so I'm sure you can probably find the old highlight reel. But yeah. We'll take this point while we start, obviously, going through the formation lap. Thank you very much again to Thermaltake as well for helping sponsoring this series, title sponsor for the series, and also just general sponsor for OOR as well. I do appreciate all the lovely folks at Thermaltake AU helping us run this series, as well as obviously to the people from Simrigs as well. They've been a long-time sponsors and kind of almost honorary sponsors on the series. You'll find their logo on every custom livery as per the regulations, obviously with Thermaltake on all the rear wings as well. And of course, all to the people, all the boys and girls, and on Patreon as well, who support OOR directly. I do appreciate all your efforts. Every little bit counts. And we get to do 26 seasons of ACC racing. This is still remarkable that we've gotten to that point, I have to say, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, I've only been around for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 seasons now with the Academy and various other bits. So it's frankly amazing. And it's not just the sponsors that we've got; it's just the staff as well, and the admin teams and the volunteers as well. They definitely make it tick. We wouldn't be doing that many seasons without them, I feel.
Yeah, for sure as well. Thank you, obviously, all the people that enable us to do these races, organising things, entry lists, and all that, doing the website, as well as obviously all the stewards as well and commentators that enable us to have this commentary, as well as obviously doing live stewarding. But as things up, we go for double file. So we go to the bus stop. If you're new to ACC, or if you're even just a general reminder, remember that the start-finish straight is not the where they go green for the first lap here. And they'll be doing it on the run down to Oru. Some might argue whether it's safer or more dangerous to start there. So don't worry, we won't be going green going into La Source just yet.
Well, I mean, for your take, we've got to see one Lexus overtake 3 Lamborghinis up there, so we'll see how safe it is.
Definitely not impossible. Jaden Rondinelli likes a crack, and we'll see if he's able to do something. We've got another Lexus, of course, of Price Davis just behind them as well, so need to watch for that one. But as they run down 2 by 2, and we'll get ready to go green here at the first round of Season 26 here at Spa-Francorchamps for the Thermaltake Sprint Series. And it is green flag. There's Lucas Keys going to be fighting with Patrick Johnson going into Eau Rouge. Patrick Johnson in the orange Lamborghini on the right side. Jay Griffin finding the inside curb and getting a bit of a bounce there as we go to the helicam as well. But everything looks pretty good through Eau Rouge right now. Potentially one car at the back that has come unstuck as Jaden Rondinella up into P3 ahead of the 2 Why Not cars, and looks like Sam Bascovas has managed to get a good run as well, fighting with his teammate of Griffin, but Griffin retakes that 4th place in the red marked Lamborghini. But it is Lucas Keys from Patrick Johnson, followed by Jaden Rondinella in the Lexus, followed by the 2 Why Not cars, and still the Lexus there, Price Davis in P6, Ibrahim Bank up into P7 from P8 in the fellow Lexus as well. You can see there following on screen, thank you Glenn, with the portrait just behind there of Ryan King, who did lose that position. Tim Gobe still in P9 at present, and Billet still P10, so not too many changes with the exception of Rondinella and Price Davis for the first run. But as you can see, the Price Davis getting a little bit unscuppered as well. Jaden going a little bit wide as well as Ryan King. And everyone's trying to just find the grip, racing in the dirty air of the following car as well, going through Eau Rouge and now into the Piff Paff corner, or campus as it's sometimes called there, as the other Lexus of Bank there maybe got a little bit close, a little bit deep to the back of Price Davis's other Lexus, but looking pretty good so far. But yeah, Lucas Keys still retaining the lead with just over half a second to Patrick Johnson.
We've got to congratulate everyone on that one. There weren't any crashes, spins, or any problems. So very clean start for Split Yellow. Hopefully Split Red can keep up the tradition.
If you weren't going to mention it, I was going to mention it. Surely we'll save the blood for Split Red, as it's known. That'll be tomorrow night at 9 p.m. AEST. Do join us for that as well. It should be a pretty good race. But as we go, finally get to the bus stop, first time under racing action. Lucas Keys got a pretty good gap already over Patrick Johnson. Loop D, as he's known as, is Jaden Rondinella in P3, doing a pretty good job to get ahead there of Griffin on the first lap. But looked like kind of Griffin got a little bit hooked up on the curb and maybe had to back out a bit. And he also had the Lexus on his outside. But it'll be interesting to see that battle develop as well, and see how much actually Loopy can actually keep up with Patrick as well. He's not too far away at present.
I think that's just Loopy being very brave, going in there, and just maybe a battle of wills that he won over on Griffin there. And you did say Griffin might be a little bit rusty.
Indeed, potentially. You got to, even if you lose a position, it's better to sometimes be safer on the first lap. That's Loopy carrying a lot of speed. I thought so, and he goes quite deep and compromises his line. Didn't go off the track completely, but did get a bad run through the second part of Lecumbe. So you can see the Lamborghini of Griffin really caught up there. So little error there, as Loopy just needs to kind of reset that and avoid breaking that deep for next time around. But I'm sure Griffin will probably want to keep on the pressure and try and get a move done. And watching the Club 50 as well was a bit of a mixed race. There was a few incidents here, there, and everywhere at Spa. So I'm sure he'll take that into account and know what to avoid and what to get away with as we go through Puan as well. Looking pretty clean, I have to say, all things considered. I did say this is a 60-minute race, and I believe no mandatory stop, as you can see, denoted by the green bars on the left-hand side of your screen as well. No mandatory stop. But I think, from what I heard from the Kovacs guys, because of the Lexus, let's just say, thirstiness, they may have to consider doing some fuel saving. Not sure if it's specifically this track. Not getting the best exit from Rondinella there. The Lamborghini's really in the draft right now, but we know how good the Lexus can be on the straight. The Lamborghini's really, really close. Almost pretty much having to check up and avoid going into the back of the Lexus. Nowhere to go going into the bus stop at present. And just the wait again for Justin Griffin going through the bus stop, following that massively pink Lexus in comparison to his quite small Lamborghini.
So he won't be falling asleep with that thing in his eyes. But no, with the Lexus, I know last season they were absolutely rampant at the front. Have we had any changes to the WOP, and has that affected the fuel consumption?
Not that I understand. No, I think from what I heard that the Lexuses are kind of limited to a 113-liter fuel tank. I think just by the game, and I know some of the guys in Kovacs were saying that they might have to. They may not. Some cars can easily do. Oh, Bryce Davis actually has had a moment through Eau Rouge. They're going to lose 2 positions there to Abraham Bank and Ryan King, and Ryan King really on the back as well of the other Lexus. And now comes the Ford Mustang of Tim Goeb going around the outside into Les Coombs. Has he got it stopped? No, he hasn't. He goes off track. We'll have to cut the second part of the corner, and I'm sure we'll give up that position as well. If not, he was going to lose it anyway, because I think he wasn't going to keep that one. Gasol, he braked way too late, but curious to see what happened to Bryce Davis going through Eau Rouge. Definitely had a noticeable moment, but clearly kept the car facing in the right direction.
Yeah, hopefully it was just a wobble and not a damage anywhere, because it'd be a shame to lose someone this early in the race.
Yeah, any bad incident for Eau Rouge that leads to you still facing without damage is a pretty good sign, because you can have some absolute monster crashes. Eau Rouge is very well documented. There's Ibrahim Bank going to lead things off for the Pro-Am category up into P6, doing an exceptional job, but Ryan King has got all over the back of him as well in the white and green Porsche. Tim Goeb will be smelling blood a little bit with Bryce Davis making that error. Your replay here now, so you can see Bryce Davis on screen as well in the white, orange, and black Lexus. He goes along for Eau Rouge. Everything looks okay. Oh, he's got a late wobble, a late slide. He had to check it up and did kind of just fire him wide, able to rejoin safely. And the other 2 came on the track as well. Also saw him rejoining, so they went to the left side of the track. That was smart driving from those guys as well. As Bryce Davis already now on the back of Ryan King, so definitely we know how much pace he's got. Ryan King goes a little bit deep into the bus stop, compromises his run a little bit there as Patrick Johnson does the new fastest lap from Lucas Keys, takes it away, and does a good job. Still holding down P2 at present, but yeah, I'm sure Bryce Davis will want to get some of those positions back, and he's definitely got the pace.
He's got the reflexes as well. That was some pretty cat-like work to keep it on the track. If that was me, I think I would have been on my roof.
Yeah, did a very good job. Looked like he just kind of got a late slide before he transitions through this turning right and then having to kind of straight line that curb that we call Radion as well. So it'll look like he'll know that for the future. Maybe make sure you have it straight lined rather than doing too much turning when you get to that point. And Ryan King is going to be not in the best position to fend off the Lexus when it comes to the straights. But if Bryce Davis keeps going that deep, he's not gonna make things easy for himself. And see Tim Goeb instantly catches up due to that small little error. And that's how close things are. Tim Goeb has a little bit of look on the inside. He's going to brake late and does get it stopped somewhere. And I was like, oh no! Ooh. And is tagged by the BMW of Ben Vinton there as Bryce Davis. So it goes from bad to worse for Bryce Davis after just being overtaken by Tim Goeb going into Bruxelles hairpin. And now the rest of the field are coming through as well, as the other Lamborghini there, I believe, of Sicanius comes through. And now Billet in the GTR is just behind him, along with the McLaren there, Bishop. So he needs to kind of reset himself. Bishop goes wide as well, and the Porsche of Darrell Lim looks like he gets past Bishop. So it's everyone having to kind of get checked up a little bit there. There's the small error, tiniest of touch between Vintner and Bryce Davis there. Barely had the time to comprehend what happened, Chris, between him and Tim Goeb.
I think that was a very cheeky move by the Mustang of Tim Goeb up the inside there, and I thought it was a little bit, as I said, a little bit cheeky. It's got to feel bad though, having that mistake going up Eau Rouge Radion, and then just that overtake there. It's going to really shake poor Bryce Davis's nerves. He's got to really settle himself back down and put his head down and not let it get to him, I think.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that one went to the stewards or not. I think he'll go to the stewards for the actual contact where he had a kind of half spin from Vintner, but I'm not sure as to what Vintner could do. I think it was just like you had a bit of a moment, then you happen to recollect yourself and you're not realizing where that other car is coming from, and unfortunately he's just been a little bit rattled, I think, as Price Davis, but he's still going, still straight, still very little damage, I imagine, on the car because it was only a tiny touch and still in P12. So he can afford to turn this race around. It's not gone the way he would have wanted. It's not been flawless, but sometimes not all races are going to be flawless. So he's still a race right now, but yeah, I think Tim Gobe was. I wasn't expecting him to send it from that far back. Maybe he had a little bit more confidence than we did. That's for sure, and as he's entitled to do. But yeah, just curious on that one. I think Price Davis did not see that one coming whatsoever.
I think you're right there, but I think the main important thing is he's got 50 minutes left. There's plenty of things that can happen, and he's, like you say, no damage, no problems. So, and he's still quick, so I reckon he'll be able to work his way back up the field without too much of an issue.
Yeah, well said. 100% indeed. Just saw the penalty, I think, being applied to car 23. That is
I can't find 23. I wonder what he's got to drive through for, but no, we'll find that out, I'm sure.
I do apologize for that. Just didn't really maybe make sure you drink your water before you start speaking again. Put it that way. Just as I went to look to find who car 23 was, we obviously know that it's J Rad now, but just recompose myself a little bit. But yeah, not too sure what it was about. I think it was a drive-through applied by the stewards and not the game. So unfortunately, I imagine there's been some incident involved. I'm not too sure where J Rad is. He's quite far back, and the noises I'm hearing from Glenn are coming up. I think there's something to see here.
Yeah, something juicy by the sounds of it, because that's definitely not a speeding in the pit lane issue.
No, not whatsoever. Did see someone coming out of the pit lane a few laps ago, but I didn't actually catch who it was. Car 107 is a little bit further back from the field, but I think they're actually they're on the same lap still. I think they were a little bit of an early casualty in the race. Maybe that's something we'll find out. But yeah, Ben Vintonet right now we're watching, still holding down P9 as Tim Gobe still actually on the back actually of Price Davis, not Price Davis, I apologize, the other Lexus there of Ibrahim Bank. So Ryan King's managed to get ahead of Ibrahim Bank. So Ryan King up into P6 for the Porsche. They're a pretty good job. Price Davis still there in P12 right now, having fallen afoul a little bit of a few incidents.
If Bank can hang in there at P7, that's an excellent result for his class. And
Tim Gobe. Oh, Tim's had a moment just as Glenn's trying to find a replay, and it's all kicking off as Tim Gobe has lost a position there. It looks like he had a bit of a moment, I think, with Ibrahim Bank. Vintoner will go up into P8. We got a replay here. This is J-Rad in the Lexus for car 23 going through Eau Rouge and gets a slide on the exit and flies into the wall pretty badly, holding on the brakes. And everything looks A-okay right now, so... No. Return the pits. Yeah, maybe yeah, it may have been a penalty for applied looking. Yeah, it was probably a speeding. Looking at the incident report list, I can't see any that have been no penalties applied so far. So, yeah. It's probably speeding from when he did get fully repaired, because obviously he did RTG like we saw.
I did that myself in the Academy race last season, so I know how he feels, just the other side of the wall.
There's a similar thing that we saw to Price Davis a few laps before that as well, where he just got that slide. I think if you just running a little bit wide on the exit, the track starts to fall away. You kind of need to make sure you don't have too much steering angle and understeering wide, because as the track falls away, the rear will kick out like we saw for both Lexuses. And unfortunately, J-Rad did not have the reflexes there, Price Davis, to catch it all up and get it back in, and just fired at the wall, unfortunately. Did a good job, though, to hold on the brakes and didn't rejoin back into the path of the other cars, and thankfully he stayed off track, so we'll give him that as well. Unfortunately, a pretty unfortunate race. That a big RTG, mandatory stay in the pits for 5 minutes until you get to leave again. So Canius here. Yeah, Sicanius just ahead of Billet. So Bryce Davis has managed to get ahead of Sicanius in the Lamborghini as we look to see things up ahead. So yeah, Tim Gope lost a position there to Vintner, as I think he had a moment a couple of laps ago with Abraham Bank for P7 going into Lecombe's corner. This part of the track as Darrell Lim on the back of the McLaren, or getting passed by the McLaren, I should say, by Andy Bishop, going into Lecombe's now. Both of them getting it stopped, and I think there's a position gained or position stayed there for the Tyrrell liveried McLaren.
Yeah.
Say yes, Naff in chat. What's the abundance of Lamborghini? I don't know. It's Lamborghinis in season. I think I was talking with Stan, who's obviously teammates with Griffin, and I think they said they were going to pick the Lamborghini just because it's a left field choice, because everyone's in Lexuses, and then they saw Lucas Keys and Patrick Johnson in the Lamborghinis in the practice service. So I think it's just it's a little bit of a happy accident, and it's been quite strong, I think, for the calendar from what I've heard.
I mean, if you need an excuse or a reason, I just go with it. It's the most beautiful car on track. I don't care what you say. It is an absolute work of art.
Yeah, I wouldn't. It's all preference. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, especially after doing a skin for one. That might skew my opinion of it, to say the least, because it's not a fun car to paint, the Lamborghini. It's definitely an improvement over the last versions of the Lamborghini. I'll give it that one, this current version. But I like my front engine beasts. What people will probably think ugly, I find beautiful.
Not
Hello, race control.
Then. Nah, I suppose it's horses for courses and people's taste differ, but nah, I like me a bit of Lambo. Sorry, I'm an old school Gallardo fan and things like that, so anything with those kind of Italian lines. Oh.
I'll give it that as well. I don't know, maybe I've always been a bit of a fan of the car that it's actually based on, the Audi, quite frankly. But different styling to a degree. I think I prefer the Gallardo over the Hurricane and the Temerario, though, I will say. Neither of them have really sated my appetite for Lamborghinis.
Yeah, fair enough. As I say, each to his own. Yeah. I'll have to agree to a disagree.
I mean, there's too many cars in the world to have one be your favorite. I'll just say it. I think we can all agree on that. We've got to have a top 5, 3, 20. One car's not enough.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
That's for sure as well. As we're watching Farin Hatanyaka, I do apologize. Oh, as he goes quite deep down the second part, and John Stockton in the other 296 is going to try and capitalize. I'm not sure if he kept it on track, but it was definitely really, really late into Lecombe's and pretty much had to nearly go off the track. And John Stockton tried to capitalize there, but not able to get it done in his sort of Penrite colors that he's run for quite a while, with a bit of a refresh on them for this livery. And hello to everyone in chat as well. Chris Taylor as well, V10 Master Race. And of course, lovely Sean Muller, lovely to get you back on the mic last night. Swings around about with car choices, but Porsche lovers will stay true. We don't cheat. Yes, as we know, Mr. Muller is a Porsche through and through. And White Rose is just trying to, that's just a bait.
I don't know about Porsches. It's they sound nice. They look.
Ooh, you're gonna cop the wrath from Mr. Muller, even insinuating anything.
I mean, that's more Daviado I'm worried about, but I don't know. It's I've never found it to be too appealing for my personal taste. The front end's lovely. The back end.
Some Porsches are definitely prettier than others, I will definitely say that. Stockton's a little bit under attack here from Burnt in the Audi, just behind. Thank you to everyone in chat giving feedback on the volume as well, and it will be pretty much appreciated. Just going through the list right now, I believe Bernard, yeah, you've got a 10-second penalty somewhere as well, and obviously you saw J-Rad have his drive-through, which I believe he deserved, but it looks like he's picked up another 10 seconds somewhere, so unfortunately for them.
going from bad to worse for the poor fella.
Yeah, no ideal. Potentially may have been that drive-through. Could have been, I don't know. Looking at the penalty channel, looks like that one hasn't. No penalties have been applied. So I think if there's any stewards watching, let us know what penalty applied for what. It would be lovely, but appreciate all you guys doing everything you can. Yeah, good to know. Hopefully, old race control bot will give us the details as well.
It's nice to see some of the academy guys from last season doing pretty well. As I said, Aaron's up in 10th place. But yeah, we've also got Nicholson and Tim and Bernard doing well. So yeah, so I give those guys a shout out since I was racing them last season.
Yeah, nice to have people from academy, and as well as obviously we've been seeing a few names here, there, and everywhere. Obviously, I'm kind of a bit more on the LMU side, but we got LMU Academy, I believe, was running, at this time last night before the ELMS split. Oh, that's very wide there for Daryl Lim in the purple Porsche. There's Kimi Antonella's line from Austria right now. Frankly, no harm, no foul. You got the Bentley there, Nicholson. Prove your choice, Mr. Nicholson. Car choice, to say the least. If there was a Bentley in LMU, I'd probably be racing GT3.
It's a controversial opinion, I think.
Can't hate a Bentley. It's a lovely car. I'll hear no more of it.
I mean, if you've got a chauffeur and some champagne in the back, sure, I'll take a Bentley.
It's I like the race car. I'm not sure I actually really love the road car, so I'll just say that. It's the same with the Nissan GTR. I like the race car. I don't actually really like the road car that it's based on, to say the least.
If you go in Japanese, it's bikes for me. That's all I'm going to say of the GTR.
Yeah, I'm not a bike person, but I'll give you that one, to say the least. Not many current Japanese cars on the current market that really, like, Japanese used to make really interesting cars, and then these days, not really, nothing too exciting comes out of Japan, in my opinion. There are a few exceptions, so there's very few and far between.
I was just a big rallying fan back in the day, so I saw far too many gold and yellow, or blue and yellow Subarus. So.
Oh yes, I did see that. I'm not really a rally guy, and I don't really have the money for it. But AC Rally, I believe, had an update very like this weekend or last few days. Did see that old. Was it 22B generator, the Colin McRae era Impreza, and it's like that's very nice. I do approve.
Yeah, there's iconic cars through the ages. I think that's an iconic car. Ooh, bit of a wobble there for Mr. Johnson.
Dude, yeah. Actually, looking back at things as well, I think that was Luke, old Rondinella, old Luke in the Lexus, and looks like he has been he's lost his P3 to friends somewhere. There's been quite a lot happening here, there, and everywhere. So we'll, given that we're not able to catch each and every one of them, Ibrahim Bank still kind of holding on to P7 right now, and he's got Vinter on his back right now in the BMW. Nice to see Vinter back in the BMW. He's always been a bit of a BMW main, but he's been flirting with a lot of other cars the last few seasons. Even in LMU, he's back in the BMW, so good to see. But it looks like he had a bit of a bad quality, because I'm not too sure where he was in quality, but he wasn't in the top 10, so he's been kind of just on a bit of resurgence. Very deep there for Ibrahim Bank. Just hops into a curb, and ooh, maybe got a bit of a slide or a bit of a tap there from the BMW. Goes for half a slide. Oh, Vinter has to take to the escape road potentially, and still everyone in their same position. Tim Goeb in the Milwaukee Mustang just on the back of him, going through last source now. Where is Ibrahim Bank? There he is, just ahead of these guys. He may have gone a little bit wide. It's a rundown down to Eau Rouge. 3 front engine cars, all different manufacturers. We'll see who tackles Eau Rouge best. Looks like they're all hit the apexes pretty nicely there. Maybe a little bit wide for some of the cars behind, following in the dirty air. And the run now down through Kemmel and all the way down to La Coombs as well. But they all look pretty even Stevens, quite frankly. Tim Go having a look on there on the back of Vinter. I'm not sure if he's alongside. I don't think he is, and doesn't elect to send it up the inside into La Coombs right now. But still 1, 2, and 3 for these guys, still in a train. I'm sure there might be some action going on. Vinter getting very close, going to have a look up the inside, but just trying to show the nose, just trying to force Ibrahim to make a mistake, but Ibrahim does not falter at present.
He's been around the track too much to be unsettled by a couple of mine punts there by Vintner and Gobe.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Ben Curtis, as well, coming in chat and letting us know about the penalties, or at least for the penalties that we haven't seen just yet. But 23, that was J-Rad, had a contact on lap 1 at the corner before No Name at the hairpin, I believe. There's a few other penalties. Triple Free had 2 5-second penalties with separate stints for Triple Free. Not too sure whose Triple Free is. It's Bernard there in the Lamborghini in P23. So he's had 2 5-second penalties for separate incidents, leading obviously up to 10 seconds. And don't think anyone's to stop, as they're very wide there for Vintner and Gobe. Might be getting a track limit for those ones if they haven't already lipped it off. Ibrahim Banks still looking pretty good right now.
Oh, everyone's gone wide there. They're desperately fighting for position, I'd say.
Yeah, so hard to follow another car through Blanchimont. Even if your car can do it flat when it's in dirt, yeah, it's just a little bit extra just to throw you off.
I mean, I think this is Spa in a nutshell, isn't it? It's all about fast speed and nerves. It's like who can hold it, and who's got the biggest cojones, as they say.
Yep, absolutely. And just eking away a little bit. The gap's opening up ever so slightly. He's not made the mistakes. He's had a few mistakes here and there, but not making them at present right now. And look, another good run for Eau Rouge. They can all cut to a degree. You can cut some of Radion, but not too much. I think Tim Gobe had a little bit of a wobble, got away with it. And Aaron Campbell, I think, is under attack there from Price Davis. Price Davis got a mega run through the slipstream off Eau Rouge and gets ahead going into the braking zone. Has he made it? Yes, he has. Just a little bit deep, but more than enough needed. And Aaron Campbell, unfortunately, loses the position, but still doing a very good job, like you say. Fresh out of academy. Sorry, I'm still calling it rookies these days.
It depends on who you are. You can call me a rookie all day. I'm still down there, but I think
his academy was called rookies in the past, before quite a while ago. So to me, it's still rookies sometimes.
Oh no, fair enough. But I do remember from last season, Aaron was a bit of a monster, especially towards the back end, just taking it away from everyone else. So yeah, I think he'll be pretty happy that he's up there in 11th. But I'm hoping for a top 10 for him.
Yeah, absolutely. You can, definitely, with what is going on up ahead, I think not to force anyone into some funny business, but it's a big fight up ahead, and it can go wrong, like we've seen a few times, with a few little touches here and there. Thank you against to Diables. Car 89 left no space for a car on lap 2 of the first chicane, so explains why Bishop also has a 5-second penalty as well. I'm sure there's a few penalties that are still getting processed right now. Can't say if there's no action taken on some of them, but I'm curious whether if you're still in chat, Ben, if you know, was there a no further action on the contact between, or just for Vintner, Tim Gobe and Price Davis earlier in the race? Appreciate you coming in and giving us those details. That context for us in the commentary booth is invaluable.
It always helps. It looks like my bike might be holding a few people up here, because Aaron and Price Davis has caught up on the back of that little train, so we've now got a 5-car competition heat up.
Yeah, for sure as well. And yeah, we're seeing the Price Davis definitely had the speed. I think he, what did he call? Oh, big cut though for a Radion, that said though. And I think will be called in for track limits if he didn't massively lift off. But I don't think he did, because he's right there on the back of Tim Gobe as well. Car 121 is yellowed at the bus stop. I think that is Stockton, but we'll stay with these guys just for now. But yeah, Price Davis definitely got the speed.
Yeah, he's got the speed, and if he cuts like that, he doesn't have the track distance either.
Yeah, he can speed his way through the pit lane if he does that too many times. And I mean, to be honest, a drive-through is usually a death knell for any position that you're in, but especially here at Spa with the double-length pit lane.
Yeah, I've again been there, done that by crashing out and then having a DT on it. So
We've
yeah.
all done it, absolutely. Abraham definitely under a lot of threat, especially through this midsection where Van Binton in the BMW is really confident and really strong, and Bank having to defend going into pit path right now as the BMW still follows suit. I think the Lexus just has the edge coming onto the straights as well, so I think this is where the BMW is strong through the corners, or stronger through the corners, but the Lexus has got the grunt on the straights going through onto this back section as well. It is a straight, or it curves quite a bit, especially when you front drive it in the wet, that's for sure. It becomes less of a straight, but he's right there in the slipstream, but not getting close enough. Just following in the real tracks, trying to stay flat through Blanchimont. Does stay flat, but the Lexus still just really strong on the brakes. He's braking offline just to keep himself in the mirrors there of Abraham Bank, not going for the move, but just to upset the less experienced driver. And they go through the bus stop, does lose a bit of time, and now you can see on the right, bottom right of your screen, Tim Gobe's Mustang is ready, waiting, and able to pounce as well. Just having a look there, going into last source, but not getting anything done. But Vinter goes very wide, actually, potentially. He may have got spooked there by Tim Gobe's Mustang, and is now a drag race down to Eau Rouge, side by side between the Mustang and the BMW. The BMW is just edging ahead a little bit, but Vinter, with his wise hairs, elects to back out of it and lets Tim Gobe have that position. But what's now going to do with a good run through Eau Rouge as well in the slipstream of the BMW? Not the best run, having to lift to let Tim Gobe go, and Vincent defends the inside line. Price Davis to the outside, got to draw alongside. They're going to touch wheels between the two, bang fenders, and Vincent goes so wide, also wide off the track. Price Davis keeps it on the track, and I think that one's going to go to the stewards. Price Davis like, that's my position, you went too wide, you went off track, and surely that one, his number will be called.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one. It's unfortunate that he went deep and had to cut that corner, but yeah, that's holding on to a position that should rightfully be good old Bryce Davis's, I feel.
Yeah, I think that one might, if he's, I think Vinter might be wise for him to maybe just let him go right now, otherwise that one's probably going to go to the steward's box, and if it's not already in the steward's box already, potentially.
But we've put it there for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. Although they tried not to. I think the stewards only kind of the only steward what gets reported by the drivers. We do not have influence, thankfully, because we're terrible influencers, quite frankly. We want the action, carnage, and drama as commentators to talk over, as we naturally do. We'll obviously want fair racing as well, but yeah, I think Bryce Davis, to say the least, will be very hard done by. He went to the outside. It was a good braking effort as well, but you saw Vinter that was just kind of, he wasn't really making a corner. He just went way too deep.
Yeah, I mean, the damage was done, like you say, coming up Eau Rouge. Bryce Davis just had an amazing sort of exit. Didn't have his speed token, and yeah, did really well. The big winner here, though, is definitely Ibrahim Bank. Like, that's a second now opened up between him and Gobby, and hopefully for him, he can just sort of continue and pull away now that he's not under pressure anymore.
And Crispy Bacon, one of the stewards in chat, can confirm that it is under investigation for that contact moment between the two. There was a little bit of a little bit of a banging going into the braking zone, but I don't think that'll be the necessary part of the contact, necessary part of the penalty applied. As Abraham Bank cutting the Radeon as well in the Lexus. Yeah, can't afford to do that too many times. When we'll see the first drive-through for track limits, I imagine at this rate with these kind of runs through Radeon, there'll be a few contenders.
We're halfway through the race, just over, so we're doing well that we haven't had any so far, I think. Because ACC is I think, more strict these days than LMU in the sense that you only get, 3 track limits and then 4th and you're on a DT?
Yeah, for ACC. Yep. There we go. So Vinter has let Price Davis go, might probably under instruction from the race director, because they sometimes might be ordered to it's like let it go or face the paddle of the stewards, quite frankly. And sometimes it's just easy. It's better to let it go than let it to be a time penalty. But yeah, Price Davis needs to get on it though right now and run away, because he's been given in the position, but it doesn't mean he can't have it taken away from him right now. And these three have really fallen off the back of Gobe and Bank with all of that happening. And Aaron Campbell right there did lose a position a few laps ago, but I'm sure he'll be wanting to capitalize as well. But he's got two very quick drivers ahead of him, despite things going a little bit mixed for both of them. But the Lexus there, Price Davis still in his recovery, back up into P9, still a few positions away where he was at the start of this race, but we'll see what happens from here on out. Vinter definitely has a lot of speed though, Chris.
I mean, as we've seen from both those drivers, they're not afraid to battle and try and make the overtake, so maybe Mr. Campbell can make a twofer if they make a mistake while they're battling.
Yeah, indeed. Sometimes if you see the guys fighting really hard up ahead, you might be in your mind just to kind of sit there and wait, and maybe you'll capitalize, but maybe don't go too wide though. And if you go too wide, you might get a bit of a track limit doing that, Campbell. But he's in a pretty good position right now. He can afford to sit back, and he's got enough room behind him if he wants to do that as well. And it looks like Tim Gobe already catching the back of Ibrahim Bank as well. So Ibrahim has been the most consistent out of these lot, to say the least. I think, to say the least. Oh, another cut-off Radian. Consistency not in that place, though. I don't think you would want. And actually, that might be a bad enough run for Tim Gobe to in the wheel tracks. Going to go to the right side, to the left side of your screen on the Lexus, to the outside again, like we saw a few laps ago between Price Davis. But not able to get things done, did Tim Gobe there. And unfortunately for him, the Lexus had just enough, despite losing a little bit of speed through Radion. And Ibrahim Bank lives to say P7 yet again. But surely, I don't think this can continue this way, Chris.
No, I wonder if the veneer's starting to crack on Mr. Banks there. He's sort of feeling the pressure now that he's got the big old blocky Mustang behind him. But he was doing a fairly good job of keeping his nose clean, so 50-50, I suppose. Very non-committal from me here.
Yeah, I think he is doing everything right. Obviously just making a mistake here, there, and everything, but it doesn't mean he has to pull over and let Tim go by. Unfortunately, Tim just didn't have enough of a run on the Lexus to make it work. You have to get quite far alongside, if not slightly ahead, to go around the outside into La Source. Not too easy in a GT3, but nothing's impossible. But yeah, he knows that mistakes in the Ibrahim Bank. We'll see if he can avoid going for free for the last 3 laps on cutting Radion. But we shall see. And every bit they fight is gonna just allow the cars behind of Price Davis and Vinter, and we've seen how quick they have been. There's definitely got a big gap all the way to Ryan King, so the top 6 look pretty safe right now at present. I'm sure we'll see how things go. 23 minutes left on the clock as well. Oh no, Aaron Campbell's got a drive through. I think I would wager that is a Blanchimont track limit. Not too surprising, to say the least. Oh, it's so easy.
Yeah, that's got to be disappointing. I mean, yeah, to have a DT for that is unfortunate. But we do have our first winner of the night for who's going to get the track cuts.
Yeah, wish it wasn't so for Octane Campbell, but this is the things that you kind of learn. You know, well, to be honest, we don't learn. I've got quite a few races under my belt, and I still get a track limit. So it's just the nature of pushing here at Spa, and it's also the nature of this track, to say the least. It's just you kind of push here, a little bit here, a little bit there, and you can gain a lot, but sometimes you gain a little bit too much. But yeah, Aaron Campbell, unlike the other time penalties, he will have to serve that within 3 laps. He has to come in and serve it, and I dare say he'll be very surprised to see him anywhere other than the very bottom of the track, of the standings, to say the least. Unfortunately for the Ford Mustang, I bet that's not going to be the only one, Chris, though.
No, but it's going to be the one that hurts the most, I think, for him. But on the positive side, we will get to see him rip through the back end of the field, hopefully, and we'll get some good racing out of it. So, yeah, many wishes of wellness for his return up through the field, I feel.
Yep. Get your bad luck out early in the season as well, and kind of just improve on the rest of the season and go forward. Thank you, Ben Curtis, as well. Yeah, Car 101 didn't spot that burn in the Audi. Did get a penalty, 30-second penalty rather than a DT because of the bang. Oh, actually no. So that might be a DT converted So that would have been a drive-through penalty for a drive-through, but given the length of the pit lane here, they've elected to switch it to a 30-second penalty instead, because I think that would have been a drive-through penalty, but because of this track's being having such a long pit lane. But that was for a collision, as Ben says, on lap 12 at the bus stop, and I did see, I think Stockton was yellowed at the bus stop for quite a while a few laps ago, so I would say that is probably the incident in question between Byrne and Stockton. But yeah, 30 seconds has got to hurt quite a bit, to say the least.
I wonder if we could use our non-influence to get Cabell on a 30-second instead of a drive-through, but...
Yeah, not too sure. I think, well, I don't know. I don't think we used to, I think, convert penalties long ago, track limit penalties, or speed, sorry, no, I think it was drive-through speeding penalties. We used to convert them into a smaller penalty, but I think it's also... I can understand, you know, I don't know. Yeah, I can understand keeping it how it is. Just sometimes it doesn't matter which track it is, and that one's applied by the game, not by us. And Tim Gove got a really good run. Ibrahim not got the best run through Eau Rouge and Radion again. Tim got an ever so slight run, but lacking the speed a little bit from the restricted forward. Going to be on the outside again, trying to apply the pressure to Ibrahim Bank, but can't get it done again as Price Davis edges closer ever so in the Lexus. And Tim is going to be definitely be aware that Lexus is going to be catching quickly with all these slight little errors from Ibrahim Bank costing him time. And Tim will want to get that position done ASAP, but I can't get it done right now. Can't force the issue.
I think that Lexus has just got him at the end of the straight. Maybe it's tuck in and then wait for an opportunity later down the track.
That's what I was saying earlier in the race, because we were talking with the Kobex guys about why there's so many Lamborghinis. We'll go hold on that one as a replay here. So this is with Byrne and potentially what the 30-second converted penalty was for. So going into the bus stop, there's got Stockton just up ahead, and bam, unfortunately, spins him round a little bit too late on the braking there. I think Stockton was obviously fighting, I think, the Aston Martin just up ahead. Maybe a little confused, but yeah, unfortunately for him, that was, I don't think really Stockton deserved that one. And
that was
yeah.
That was a good hit if you're playing Wreckfest, but we ain't playing Wreckfest, sadly.
Yep. Beam MP, good, very good job there. Tim getting so close. So, yeah, I think we were sort of talking about why the Lexus is good down the straight, but it struggles through a Rouge, which kind of irons things out a little bit, but it still has just enough down the straight that can have some good top speed, but it can't carry the speed for a Rouge, which we've kind of seen a few times now from some of the Lexus drivers. And you see the BMW, the Ford Mustang have been so much more kind of confident and through the corners and just quicker than the Lexuses, but the Lexus straight line speed has been, it's kind of saving grace as Aaron Campbell comes into the pits to serve his drive-through and will be trundling along at pit lane speed for quite a while, sadly.
Yeah, that's got to feel like a really long time in there. Time's just going to go so slowly for him as he tumbles down the ratings.
Yeah, yes, indeed.
What we do have, though, is everyone's back together now in this four-way race for 7th place. So, yeah, hopefully we'll see some more overtakes.
Yeah, looking pretty close. And you can see Tim go without a mistake from Ibrahim Bank for a Rouge, so he can't really do anything. The Ford Mustang is a restricted car on power. It was that strong in the past, so... yeah, unfortunately, it's not very good down the straight. So it's not bad, but it's not the ideal car for passing on the straights anymore. That's for sure. Definitely a car that's really fallen out of favor the last few seasons, just in general. I think in ACC.
Yeah, I think at this level of racing, though, it's all about just the tiniest of margins, isn't it? So, and the tiniest of mistakes are going to either make or break your race, I feel.
You can see how they just ebb and flow. Like, he sticks so close to the back of the Lexus through Pouon, and all these kind of really kind of high downforce corners. It's just like this where the Mustang and the BMW just obviously just better than the Lexuses. The Lexuses have not got the aero ideally, but they're not too bad either, especially in the hands of Price Davis. And this pack of cars is going to really close up again. I'm looking up at the head of the field, but we don't really got a chance to look at it, especially with this four-way battle. But yeah, the fight for P4 is getting a little bit close between Rondinella and Buskovus. But we'll stay with this top, these four cars right now, because I think this is where things are really all going to kick off. And Tim Goeb knows that Lexus is just getting closer and closer, and Vinton is right there as well.
Yeah, we've got 4 cars in the space.
Oh no! Price Davis and Vintner yet again come to blows. Oh, on the exit of the last corner, there was just a bit of a concertina effect following Tim Goeb, and the BMW is giving it up. He knows there's nothing wrong, and definitely no intention whatsoever. I think that was just unfortunately the concertina effect getting, just unfortunately catching Vintner out a little bit. Everyone kind of got slowed up a little bit on the last part of the bus stop. And unfortunately, that gap has really opened up, and a bit of definitely another track limit potentially over Radion for Price Davis there, and actually going to get a bad enough run. And Vinton's now going to come back at him. So after redressing the position, he's got to have an attack on him due to the small error from Price Davis going up the inside, going into Lake Coombs, and Vinton gets it done on Price Davis. And how many moments has Price Davis had this race? Due to no real fault of any of his own, that's for sure.
I think he's at 3 contacts now, where he's been, sort of nudged around the track. It's going to be really testing his limits and his nerves, I feel.
Yeah, I feel a little bit aggrieved at this point, to say the least, as the Lexus driver not enjoying this too much right now, and I don't think any of it's really been there's been no malicious intent behind any of them. It's just been kind of unfortunate cases, at least both times with Vintner. It's just unfortunately for them. And then he just had a little bit of error through Eau Rouge as well, and Vintner's just like, well, I can't, I'm not going to let you go again when I don't need to, and it just came shooting on through. So I'll let Tim go off the hook a little bit for the last 15 minutes of this race, and we'll see how things develop from here. But yeah, I was touching on that point, that fight for P4 between Rondinella and Buskovus, less than a second now, as I think maybe Rondinella's tires on the Lexus may be feeling a little bit second-hand. The leader's still very close, about 4 seconds between each of them right now, so things are pretty close up front. But I think Lucas Keys will have things. There's car off ahead, there's dust up ahead. What's happened? Car 72, that's Tim Goeb. He's yellowed at the side of the track. We can't see it on screen, but you can see on the track that the Tim Goeb has RTG'd. What has happened going into the bus stop?
That's got to be some sort of loss of traction into a wall or something, or he's hit a bump. You don't just sort of suddenly just RTG for no reason. But the big winner here again, Abraham Bank. He's just kept his nose clean, just steady laps, and he's now got some clean air between him and this chasing pack.
We'll see, because they were close. Abraham Bank. Just up ahead of this battle that we've been watching. We are getting the replay, don't worry. Glenn is on the case. But yeah, they were close between Tim Goeb and Abraham Bank, and not seeing anything. We'll wait, but Tim Goeb, he's already a stressed man with the nature of his work being a race car mechanic, as we're going through Blanchimont, so looking pretty good so far. But when will this man find some luck? So he's a car length behind back, and there's a wheel issue. It just goes straight. It basically locks on. Steering lock just completely goes, and he loses all feedback. I know he's had issues with his wheel in the past, his Moser wheel. And that's it. Race over for Tim Goeb, the unluckiest man in sim racing.
Bryce Davis might have a claim at this race at least.
Well, when you think you've had a rough race and then you see someone basically just go straight at the end and lose all their steam,
true.
It could be worse. You got to keep it in mind. But yes, like you said, Abraham Bank, the big winner out of that one. There was no issue between the two. As I was kind of alluding, there could have been maybe something, but no, it was unfortunately all Tim Goeb's hardware just giving up the ghost. And I really feel for that man. I feel for you, Tim. He'll be in comms booth next with Sean, I believe, doing iRacing. And I feel for you, Tim, my brother. And yeah, I think Tim's thoughts on Moser hardware, not impressed to say the least. But we'll cut to a battle here between P18 for Chris Bernard in the 333 Lamborghini, the Tick car as well, bearing a few scars, like all the Tick cars that we're seeing, to be honest, this race. And unfortunately here in the Aston Martin of Nathan Daniel just up ahead. We're newcomer to the comms booth as well, been doing a very good job. We do appreciate all your efforts as well, Nathan, along with you, Chris. And oh, this is a moment there for the Lamborghini of Bernard, and through goes Nate James in the number 6 McLaren. Just gets a position as well, is probably going to gain that regardless because of the penalty for Chris Bernard. But yeah, unfortunately for him, just losing a slight bit area and got burned just behind him by that 30-second as well. But Nate James up into P18 for his McLaren as well, going through Blanchimont. So good to see him get a good result at present right now, switching to the McLaren from the Aston Martin as well.
It's a good choice. I just do not like the Aston Martin, so any car is better than the Aston, I feel.
Yeah, we did have we sent a few messages to each other about not enjoying the Aston Martin. I did 2 races with it. I enjoyed the second race a lot more than I enjoyed the first race. But to be fair, I think I'm not that much good at Suzuka, to say the least. But yeah, Aston Martin, not an easy car. Aaron Campbell, P23, having served his drive-through for track limits on the back of John Stockton right now, on the run, going over the start-finish straight on the outside into Lex Source right now, and doesn't get it stopped. Lex for a switchback, just get a better run, but not the best run for him right now. But P23, I'm sure the only upwards from here, right, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously got the pace. He was hanging around with the Ford that we were concentrating on. So
Oh, we've got to get another track limit and drive for it this rate. Both of them cutting Radion massively.
Track limits are just for other people, it would seem.
It's just like, if you got on one, what's one more, I guess.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Well, he's you can't say he's just sort of resting on his laurels and not pushing. That man is on a mission.
I think both of them completely just cut Radion there, both just running a little bit wide. Everyone's tires getting a little bit second hand, and as I said at the start of this race as well, like this track is, your setup is kind of dictated on how well it does Eau Rouge. You kind of set up the whole car around that one corner because it is so pivotal, if not for speed, if not just for survival, going through every lap. And Aaron Campbell, that is not the line. That is not the line.
I think he's getting a little bit frustrated at not being able to get past, and that's where the mistakes are creeping in.
Yeah. I've learned from this as well. Doing a good job right now. Lucas Keys exploring track limits as well on the exit there of No Name in the 22 Lamborghini in the Hyper Beast colors, going through P1. And there's Patrick Johnson 5 seconds behind. And there we are. Justin Griffin did get to up to P3. Was behind Rondinella, and looks like Rondinella's actually dropped down to 5th as well. So there's been an exchange between those two. Stan Bascobas getting ahead of Rondinella on this present, so it'll be top 4 for the Lamborghinis. And don't say that too often in ACC, that's for sure. But yeah, Rondinella falling down to P5. And yeah, I believe that is Ryan King as Porsche just behind him as well. So he's done a good job. And oh no, what's happened to Aaron Campbell? Oh, we've been giving this man too much praise. He's been doing a good job, but unfortunately, it's when it rains, it pours for Aaron Campbell. Might be under the fet now from Ol Fengis as well, one of our stewards and commentators as well. Doesn't able to get that move done. But yeah, not too sure what happened there for Mr. Campbell, just cutting the last chicane.
That's pretty harsh, but I'm sure Shona will give him a good race, and yeah, maybe some more track cuts.
Well, Tim in chat, not too happy with his wheelbase. I feel for you, man. And yeah, unluckiest man in sim racing. I'll say it again. And just was having a fun race, a fun little battle. Maybe liked a few more horsepower in his Ford Mustang, I'm sure. But yeah, unfortunately, just you just got to drive LMU, mate. You get off this ACC, Tim. So what can I say? But I'm sure he'll want to drive LMU as well when he can. Going through Eau Rouge right now, so things look a-okay at present. And Actually, a really good run there, I think, from the Lamborghini. So, yeah, Rondinella not getting the best of runs. We've seen it a few times from the Lexuses, and the Hurricane strength is able to carry the speed for Rouge all the way down Kemmel as well. Got the speed, gets it up the inside. The Lexus is still there on the outside, still side by side, but a little bit of a slip there on acceleration, and will be the deciding factor to Stan Boscova's gaining that P4 from Jaden Rondinella. Oh, close battle.
Yeah, he did not want to give that up, given the couple of slides that he had going around.
Yeah, it's just, I think it's going to sound like a broken record now, but yeah, I think that's why this Hurricane's proved so popular, because it can really carry that speed through Eau Rouge, and vice versa. The Lexus is, not slow, but it doesn't really get its top speed, its famous top speed down Kemmel, because of how slow it can be through Eau Rouge. And now Ryan King is going to be thinking, hang on, 5 minutes to go, and I can maybe get P5 as well. But it'll have an even bigger task in the Porsche, getting past him on the straights. And I'm sure Jaden Rondinella will just trying to hang on for 5 more minutes, and at least you get P5, which is still a pretty good result.
Yeah, I think no shade against good old Mr. King there, but I think Luke did have to make a mistake for him to get a pass with only 5 minutes left in the race.
Oh, he just does a slide, literally, as you say it, going through Stavilo 1. Ryan King is not close enough to really capitalize on that one. He caught it up pretty well. But Lexus tires may be a little bit of a factor for our P5 at present, but just needs to get it over the last couple of laps. I think we've probably got 3 more laps on my bad maths, as Lucas Keys is just about to go through Eau Rouge now with 4 minutes 40 seconds on the clock. So yeah, we'll get this one more, and then probably that'll be the last one on after that.
Yeah, so as I now have cursed our poor friend Mr. Rondinella, Ryan King took out a whole 800s there out of his previous time. So yeah, it could be interesting.
Back as well, that fight for Abraham Banks still under pressure as well. We watch these guys as got Ben Vintner just behind him, and Vintner has a 5-second penalty. I haven't heard what that's for, but I wouldn't be too surprised if that was the contact on Price Davis at the bus stop. Even if he did redress it, you can redress, but it's it's not going to completely absolve you of any punishment. And Abraham Bank is under threat again along the straight. But I think if he uses his head, he might just be wise enough to let Ben Vintner go with that penalty. But he doesn't have to, and still holds it down the straight. Vintner trying to look to the inside, trying to force an error. But Abraham does not falter at present, going for Lecombs right now. And he's trying to force his move up the inside. And yes, he does. Abraham there didn't really cover the inside. And unfortunately, the BMW of Vintner goes through, and it's a very good move from him, quite frankly. Very, very daring, and Ibrahim saw him coming. But yeah, does gain that position, but he does have that 5-second penalty, so Ibrahim just needs to stay with him, keep within 5 seconds, and he'll retain the P7 coming when they all cross the line.
I mean, if those Lexus tyres are starting to give out, then whether he led him through or whether it's a good move, I think it's the sensible option just to let Benny V get in front. And yeah, like you say, stick with him. It's not worth the fight, I don't think.
Yeah, understandable as well. It did occur to me, I was thinking that Bobby is the wise move, but maybe let him go with like another lap, maybe next lap, so he's not able to run away too quickly. He just needs to stay with him. But if those tires are properly gone, then it might be a bit of a struggle. Already getting towards a second gap between the two of them. As Price Davis, something's happened to Price Davis, dropping down to P11, so he's lost the position to Billett and Bishop, because he was holding down P9 behind Vintner and Banks, so something's happened to him. Yeah, hearing from Glenn as well, it might be maybe a fuel shortage, or maybe it's tires as well. It's only had a little bit of a wobble through that. No, he's going to... Yeah, I think he's either really tight on fuel, and he's got a box now, but no, he's going to keep going. So I think he's critical on fuel, so he's probably turned the engine right down and probably going to have to do a lot of lifting, coasting As looking where Lucas Keys is right now, going towards Puon, I'm not too certain if this is going to be the last lap. Yeah. Did allude to early in the race that the Lexus has been a very popular pick, but because I think the races this season are not all of them, but he's just got himself a drive-through. Oh dear.
He is channeling Gobby's look here. He really is.
Yeah, I don't think the fuel is the big concern now. Yeah. Oh no, as Wesley Yao's Porsche goes through, I think he's thrown the white flag, to say the least, and Wesley Yao will come through, and Nicholson's Bentley will be next, just behind. And I don't think he's going to fight anyone, to say the least. But I did allude that Lexus, with these races, with no stops, 1 hour races, the Lexuses were reported that they were going to be pretty marginal on fuel from some of the guys. As leader is on the final lap now, so that yes, this wasn't the final lap. There will be one more, and I'm curious to know whether Rondanella's Lexus as well as Ibrahim's one as well will have enough. I imagine there might be a-okay if they've gotten this far. Price Davis definitely looked like he was critical fuel saving right then.
I mean, you would have thought Rondanella would be fine because he's been involved in less scuffles throughout the field, but yeah. Bank's been racing hard, so yeah, we all need to slow Lucas Keys down. Just, I think that's the message we have here.
That's the thing. I've been meaning to bring it up the whole race, but I keep forgetting. But we this season is the debut of Success Ballast as well, so we will have Success Ballast for this whole season. So the top 5 of each race are going to be awarded weight for the next race, or for the whole rest of the season, I believe. Yes. So sprint rounds, 5 kilos for first, 4 kilos for second, 3 kilos for third, fourth 2, fifth 1, as you can imagine. Super sprint rounds are 3 kilos for first, 2 for second, and 1 for third. Obviously, there'll be 2 rounds in super sprint rounds. There's 2 races. There's 2 times this season we'll have a double race, a super sprint round. So that can all add up. So all that weight will accumulate over the season. So if you, like Lucas, you're going to win every round. Come halfway through the season, you're going to have 40 kilos if you win the next 4 races, if not potentially more, actually. Probably 41, actually, if you were to win both super sprint races at, I believe, Misano for round 3. So 40 is the max. Oh, okay, sorry. There's a hard cap on 40 kilograms for the season, so I do apologize for that one.
I mean, if it was anything more than 40, we'd have to hitch a trailer to the back of his car and see what we could add in there.
I was going to say, yeah, 40 kilos is the maximum, I think, what they can actually apply in the race. So, yeah, 40 kilos is a lot. It's really a lot. It'll be interesting to see. But this is the last lap, and I believe Lucas Key is going through the bus stop right now. But instead of trying to mention that Success Ballast, but we'll save it for the end. And Lucas Keys will win round 1. He's gone 2 for 2 from last night to this night as well. GT3 and LMP2 winning here for the first rounds in split yellow, and for ELMS, LMU as well. And Patrick Johnson comes home P2 in the fellow Lamborghini, followed by the fellow Lamborghini of Griffin, followed by, you guessed it, the fellow Lamborghini of Stan Baskovas. So why not Racing come home P3 and 4 behind Lucas Keys and Patrick Johnson. And loopy there, Jaden Rondanella's pink Lexus looks like he's going to retain P5. Ryan King stops. Oh no! Is he run out of fuel? He's absolutely just trundling. No way. No way. Is he going to have enough momentum? The line is right there. You can see the checkered flag. Vintner comes past in the BMW. He's going to get P5 on track. And comes Ibrahim Bank and Billet. Just ease it from rock back and forward, man. Just get across the line, please. He's going to grind to a halt. He has crossed. Checkered flag. Thank goodness. Oh, my goodness. Ryan King going to finish on track P10. Oh, my blessings.
Oh, man, that is a finish. I was going to say, that's just a finish, man. It was a Porsche.
Oh, we were thinking the Lexuses were going to be the ones going to be running out of fuel, but Ryan King falls from 6 all the way down to P10 on track. I think he'll get one from Bishop, but oh my days, he only just edged over the line as well. I was worried because he completely stopped on the line as the rest of the field comes through. We did see Vintner came home P6 on track as well, 3 seconds ahead of Abraham Banks, so Abraham will inherit that position. Kyle Billett in the GTR up into P8, and Andy Bishop, as I said, P9 on track just ahead of Ryan King's stranded Porsche 911.
I know who I'm voting for thermal overtake of the week. It's Benny V on that Porsche. Classic racing.
Oh my days. I've been doing this a while. I've been watching a while, commentating and racing, but I've not seen that. Oh, Price Davis, after a drive-through and potentially suffering with a fuel shortage, gonna hum home P20, but we'll get the official listings as well as we compose ourselves.
It was a good race, and not a lick of rain anywhere, and it was still fantastic.
Oh, there's no rains, but there'd be tears if you're Ryan King, surely, to get that close. I would have just cut that whole bust off if I knew I was going to be that close. Oh, no. But we go to the race. The race is... Oh, no, don't tell me we've been scuppered. I think we might have been. We've been scuppered, but I'll go off memory to say the least. I think we had, obviously, Lucas Keys from Patrick Johnston, from Justin Griffin for the top 3 for pro category, as well as just overall. For silver, I say Reliant. I know Andy Bishop was one of the silvers. I forget who the silvers could have been, but I think the pro-ams there, Abraham Bank was probably the winner for pro-am, to say the least, and Price Davis was going to be close, but he drops all the way back, so I apologize to the rest of the car and the people. We're not able to give you the full results there, but yeah. We just need to compose ourselves, quite frankly, because what a manic end to the race. But that will round things off for Split Yellow as we take a short break before we go to iRacing in 4 minutes' time. So don't go away. But I've been Cameron. Thank you very much to Chris Neville as well for commentating with me, and Glenn on the cameras. But we'll be back in 3 or 4 minutes with iRacing. Don't go away.
Good evening, everyone. We are back, and yes, we have changed platforms. That's how good we are. It doesn't take long at all. Of course, you are watching the Thermaltake iRacing GT3 series live from Spa-Francorchamps in the Ardennes, of course, in beautiful Belgium. Hope you've got your waffles ready. And we do have a little bit of it. Yeah. So just got a bit of audio fixing going on. Glenn's just kicking the hamsters in the gear. Of course, I am Sean Muller, and joining me in the box is OR's number one pro driver. It is the one and only Tim Goeb. Gobby, how are we?
Yeah, I'm so quick I ended up having a hardware failure and being dead last in split yellow. Yep, very good, Gobby. Very, very good. Oh, I was having good fun with Ibrahim. He had a fantastic race. He masterclass defending from him, even with all the pressure I tried to put on him. He did a fantastic job, so proud of him on that one.
Excellent. Well, you know, there's always next week, as they say, but we are across in GT3 land in iRacing at the moment. The guys are just out there doing qualifying at the moment, so I think they're all on their opening flying lap, so no indicative times as of yet, but we've got some really big players in this one. Really looking forward to this. There are some names there that have got me pretty excited. You got Benjamin Hignett, Chrissy Taylor, Graham Hill, Mitchy Hobbsy. Who else we got in there? Joshua Struick, aka Geesh, my man. And got a couple of Will Hammond's back, Sexy Saxon is back, Leo Dreyer, Alistair McLeod's in there as well. Loop PJ's in there, and some bloke named Keys, the kid. So I reckon. Holmes? Where is Jones?
Yeah, where's Jones?
Now he's normally in the safety cars, so. He normally does pop along in the safety car, and he normally does jump in the box every now and then as well. So I do expect him to either jump in the box or he'll be sitting in the safety car. So we're at Spa. What a circuit. One of the top 5 circuits in the world. There is nothing quite like it. It is quite a unique track. Very picturesque as well, of course, based on an old road course back in the days. We've got our first indicative times, and it's Will Hammond just goes straight to the top of the 2:15.6, if you don't mind, umpire. That is a very quick lap. Leo Dreyer now pops in with a just 0.2 off there. So it's Hammond, Dreyer and Hobbs at the moment are your 3. Babby just sitting outside. We know Babby has been very quick in iRacing as well. He's got really good form coming into this season. And Tim Nash is another new name, pops himself up there into 6th position. What are you looking forward to there, Tim? I can't call you Tim. It's got to be. It feels wrong calling you Tim.
Yeah, that's fine. You can call me whatever you want. It's always exciting. Spa's a fantastic track. Always brings fantastic racing, in my opinion. I know a lot of people either hate it or like it. I've noticed with people with Spa, but I personally, it's like you said, top 5 track, easy for me. They're doing a very interesting layout for iRacing. They're actually using the bike layout. So as they go through No Name, you will notice that they're turning left quite a bit earlier than they normally would. And as you can see just at the bottom of our screen, that's the normal line. And they're taking what the motorcycles actually takes. That makes that No Name actually a lot quicker, which is no, I don't want to say that's why they're getting 2:15s or they're gaining a second, going a bit quicker through there. But it should make that entry into pool much more interesting, as they could be going side by side.
It is you're doing a bit of mental gymnastics there as well. Sort of, it's especially a lot of people that have sort of raced Spa for a long time. They get so used to Jackie X corner. I know I have as well. It's almost second nature to me. I know as soon as I get on the curb, a little flick and whoa, that's a little bit wide. That is not the line there, gentlemen. We've got that is suboptimal, very much so. I'm not too sure who that was. I couldn't see there on the bottom of the screens. We've got 4 different timing up the moment. Mitch Hobbs actually is on a bit of a ripper here. Very quick in the second sector. They're running purple in the second sector, green in the third sector. It does drop a little bit of time there in sector 4. Pops in a 2:15.6, which puts him into fourth position, but it's still Will Hammond leading the way with a 2:15.6, which is a proper Hollywood number. And then John McAdam, nice lap there, just 0.1 off, and then Leo Dreyer, 0.13 off. So it's very quick up the top of the timesheets there at the moment. Very exciting stuff. Joshua Stewart, very nice lap there in the Porsche in fifth position. Top Porsche at the moment. We've got 5 different manufacturers in the top 5 as well. So some really good parity. Absolutely, this setup to be a beauty, I reckon.
iRacing does seem to have a lot of the more elite drivers in OOR, as we may be seeing. There's a lot of new names that I don't know, like Pedro Padrao. Never heard of them before. Peterson Rodriguez. So this series is really starting to kick off. I think this is the second season of it since Joshua Holmes has taken over the iRacing side of things, but it seems to be ever so popular and looking like to be a pretty decent replacement for ever-loving ACC, but ACC itself is still not quite letting go, still got a few numbers in there, so it's getting very interesting. We've got 3 different simulators, 3 different tire models. So it'd be interesting how these drivers drive in each of the sims.
I think what I've found in my history of commentating sort of sim racing is the quick drivers, doesn't matter what the sim, are always up near the front. They can really transition from sim to sim really easily. Unlike plebs like myself, that take about 3 years to actually get on top of one sim and then go across to another one. So there's another couple of years I got to get up to speed. But yeah, these really quick guys just can transition so quickly, even in between races, as we've seen. You know, Lucas Keys, Rondinella, Patrick Johnson, they all raced in the previous race and split yellow before. So to be able to transition that quickly is a skill in itself as well.
I definitely agree, especially in iRacing compared to ACC at least. Patrick Johnson, Rondinella, Lucas Keys, they just came off the split yellow.
Hobbsy's gone to the top there, 15.6, and then wow, Patrick and PJ now, and Will Hammond.
Hammond is back to 15.3. And Dylan Smith with a 2:15.2. We're getting all the Hollywood numbers as we're trying to commentate on driving on 3 different sims. There we are. We've got 5 different drivers, 4 different drivers going insane laps. Will Hammond and Dylan Smith separated by only 0.055. So this race is going to be absolutely fantastic. And Lucas Keys as well goes into 3rd position with a 2:15.4.
Very nice. Out of nowhere. Out of absolutely nowhere.
It does not stop. So I think their tires are getting into shape now as we're at the end of qualifying now. Everyone's done their Hollywood lap, and you know what? Look at that. The top 10 separated by under a second. That is absolutely mental.
Unbelievable qualifying there. So it is McAdam. It's going to be off from pole, then Smith, Hammond, Keys, Hobbs, Johnson, Nash, Dreyer, Padro and Struik are your 10, with Babby and McLeod just outside the 10 there. Couple of little surprises for mine. Chris Taylor in 14th. Expecting maybe be a little bit higher. Same there as Mr. Benjamin Hignett. Just a little bit low there in the BMW, but of course it is a very different proposition once we do go racing. So it's all good to put in that quick single lap, but now you've got to put together a race. Just looking down there at the time screen at the moment, just got a couple of quick sectors. Glory Baby's on a bit of a lap here at the moment. He's got greens across the board here. So he's currently...
Hammond is still on a lap as well in his purple final sector.
Oh, he is too, yeah. So here we go. So, or is the timing screen doing timing screen things? We'll find out.
Find out.
No, Babby's gone into 6th position there at the moment. Patrick Johnson.
Let's say Will Hammond
stays 7th. So we'll just check on Will Hammond. He's currently in 3rd at the moment. Oh, he lost a bit of time there in sector 4. That did hurt his lap there. So he'll be in 3rd position at the moment in the 333 entry. Then Dylan Smith will be there in second position. Just a couple of other names there. Sexy Saxon down there in 21st in the Lamborghini. And we've got Rob Brickley there in 22nd. Former Australian cricket captain Michael Clark there in 23rd position. But, of course, look at that. The name in 26th, though, I'm going to have fun with that. Sam Cash. If you want to talk about a commentator's name, that is one right there. Brilliant. Corey Cooney McLean is another new name I haven't seen before, so it is great to see some new names coming across to OLR and getting their sim racing sort of toes wet. They may have raced in other leagues, but they haven't raced in the Premier League. That was good. I'm proud of that one.
Now, this is going to be some fantastic racing. Look at that. Under 2 seconds all the way up to P20th. That is some
very close.
Absolutely mental times here on iRacing. This race start is going to be very interesting. In fact, this entire race should be very interesting. I think it is a 45-minute race, or
I believe it is a 45er. So now what I'm hearing is they will be starting on half tanks. So So I do believe half tank they will have to come in for a pit stop. Which will just spice things up a little bit there as well. And there was a bit of talk there across over in the chat. I did have a little look at that earlier before, and there was talk of maybe taking tyres because currently we are running the DTM spec rules, which means
tyre change like 5 seconds.
Yeah, 6 seconds. So it is a bit of an option there. I'm not sure if anyone will take up the option, but the option is theirs. We're just recapping our top 10 there. And it is John McAdam that'll be off pole position from Dylan G. Smith, Will Hammond, Lucas Keys, Mitchy Hobbs, Glory Ababi, PJ, aka Patrick Johnson, Tim Nash, Leo Dre and Graham Hill. So the two Mosaic boys out of 9 and 10. Then Pedro Padro out of 11. Joshua Struick out of 12. Alistair McLeod. Idiot. Jaden Rondinella out of 13-14. Chrissy Taylor and Peterson Rodriguez from Brazil, baby, out of 15 and 16. Then 17th is Angela Zios and Benjamin Hignett. And then 19th and 20th is Wells and Kay. And then Saxon Hayes and Robert Brickley, 21st and 22nd. 23rd is Michael Clark, Shane Goff there out of 24th. 25th will be Benjamin Archer and Sam Cash. And then Corey Cooney McLean and Luke McGlock. And then William Morgan, Donovan Klopper from Germany, and then Dan Hockings and Biggie Hugs will be rounding out the field. So 32 on the grid, which is a very good turnout. That's quite impressive there for a Wednesday evening, as we are just waiting for the cars to line up on the grid. Very much looking forward to this. Got any predictions for me, Gobby?
I wish I did. The problem is I do not know half these guys, so I do not know how they drive. I expect Lucas Keys to do an absolute send on Will Hammond and quickly snatch P3 at the start of this race. Talking about tire, I don't think they have tire warmers as well. So if you do change tires, cold tires on iRacing are pretty deadly. Corners such as Blanchimont, you cannot take flat on cold tires. In fact, I don't think you can take flat for at least 2 laps. So you do lose a lot of time over a lap when you're coming off on fresh tires, but these drivers are now on their formation lap. We do have a bit of technical issues with the cameras right now, so our cameraman, not Benjamin Hignett, Glenn is getting that sorted out for us. There you go. That is a beautiful sight to see.
And just checking across also on our Thermaltake weather wall, and currently the wind is at 14 degrees and we're currently 19 degrees ambient, and then partly cloudy, and track temp is currently 21. So nice cool conditions will be really nice for these tyres. And we've got the two teammates up the front, McAdam and Smith, and they're running in the team colours as well. Look at this here. Bit of formation flying there. And then Will Hammond's a bit of a spoiler here. He can play big time spoiler. So he's not really too focused on the team race. He's just there to get the W. And then Lucas, watch out for Keys and Hobbs out of 4 and 5. My little smokies, just something to keep right, is the Mosaic boys there, Dreyer and Hill. We've seen that when it comes to race pace, they're very consistent. So just something to keep an eye on there as well. And of course, we do know that Babby is always quick, but they are about to go through the bus stop now. and about to get this bad boy underway, and it will be McAdam that will take control of the field in the big Mustangs. Very much a US Air Force inspired livery there, so loving that. And it is important. And we are racing as a head off down now to La Source. And McAdam's got a fantastic start. Looks like Will Hammond's just got a little bit checked up there a little bit. And he's going to drop a bunch of positions there because it looks like someone's got him right around the outside. Oh, he's got to watch that rejoin because that can be a little bit spicy there. So head up towards Eau Rouge and ready on now, and it is Will Hammond. I called it. I said he didn't care about team orders, and he has got out in front early. Great to see. That up through ready on now, down the long Kemmel Straight, nearly a kilometre long, and up to the really important braking area at Lecom. Really important to get this absolutely spot on, especially on lap one. If you break that a little bit too late, and McAdam now pulls out of the slipstream, he's going to try and fire it up the outside, but it gets cut off there by Will Hammond. Just places the car beautifully. Back here with Glory Baby in a Porsche. Great to see. And he's currently running in 5th position. So a great start there from Baby. Oh, a little bit wild there in the background. Bit of dirt kicked up, but everyone looks A-OK. They're down into Rivage now. Fantastic corner, this one of my personal favourites. And the quick flick now, that's going to be something to get used to into Jackie X. So it is not that little short straight now. It's very much a quick flip. So it's almost like a chicane. Now down into the big hero corner, which is Pilon. Absolutely fantastic corner, double apex, only 180, 190 kilometres an hour. Then you're hard on the gas, 220 at the exit. Now into Piff Paff. It is still Will Hammond leading the way from McAdam, Smith, Hobson, Johnson are your 5 at the moment. Babby just currently sitting in 6th position there. Now they're just going to float this along and then down into Stavilo 1. Really, again, a very tricky corner. You don't want to run too wide here on the exit. You can spit out and then we'll absolutely screw your exit into Stavilo 2. And now the long run down to Blanchimont. Good opening lap there, Gobby.
That was a very good opening. That was a fantastic move from Will Hammond to get 2 positions off of turn 1. Unfortunately, did not work out for Lucas Keys as he tried to go around the outside, and now he's all the way down to P17. So he's got a bit of an uphill battle. He's not going to make it 3 out of 3, unfortunately. Or at least it's not look as someone does on the inside and loses their front bumper. That was, I'm not sure who that was, but they overestimated.
It's Leo Dreyer.
It was Leo Dreyer in the McLaren. So that car is going to have substantial amounts of damage. It does not even have a front bumper anymore. So he's going to have, well, not going to have a lot of fun driving that car. There is a Lamborghini. That is the Lamborghini of Saxon Hayes now looking to make a move onto the McLaren. I wonder how much downforce he would have lost. I'm not sure if he's actually lost his front bumper or if that's just us seeing he's lost the front bumper, but we've got a very compact field of cars. This is what you get when everyone's at a similar pace. You get these very compact fields, and it just gets very hectic as we've got 2 rows of 2 wide there as they go into Lecombe and see who gets up ahead, and that is I think that is Chris. There's another car on their side there. I think that is Chris Taylor as well in that Corvette, in the rainbow-colored Corvette, as they now look to make a move down the inside at Brussels, and it's looking like it's going to make it stick, but it is a fast left-hander, so the Porsche will be able to hold on, and now they're going to have to worry about that BMW of Benjamin Hignett behind them. Now, these 2 are good friends, so I expect them to have a bit of respect for each other, but at the same time, you want to beat all your mates, don't you?
Well, exactly, and there'll be plenty of banter. We've got ourselves a cheeky little replay here, and that is a Ferrari spinning and holds the brakes beautifully. Looks like everyone has avoided that. Oh no, I spoke too soon. Oh, that's a broken Ferrari. That is going to feel like absolute horror to drive, and that is a long lap back to the pits as well. So that is quite unfortunate there. That is the 21. We'll keep that in mind. I'm not too sure who the 21 is. We'll just quickly double check that there, having a quick look at our timing screen now. And it is Pedro Petro there. So that is unfortunate. I think it is. Who's that?
The car on the Blanchimont.
Big slide of Blanchimont. That is not the place you want to have it. And that's one of the Mustangs. That is Rodriguez, unfortunately, in the big bag Mustang. So that is a big spin at Blanchimont. That's at over 230 kilometres an hour. Now, did he keep it off the wall? That is the big question. I didn't see any contact with the wall. We will get an indication here. No, he rolls around again, so the car must feel okay.
Very lucky to keep it off the wall at that.
Very lucky.
Yes, or else he would have lost his rear wing, I think, if he had hit the wall, but he manages to keep it off. But as we do get a oh, that looks like a
that's broken.
Or broken suspension. Now, that is broken suspension on the Porsche of Liam Kay, and that does not look very pleasant to drive.
Oh, that's very broken.
Unfortunately, a race over for Liam Kay. We do get a replay of Ford going up through Eau Rouge.
So
that is live. That is live.
Back with live action. And we currently are looking at Peterson Rodriguez there in the Mustang, who had that huge moment there at Blanchimont, but was lucky to, I think, keep that off the wall. You buy a lotto ticket, because normally a spin like that at Blanchimont, you are kissing barrier. But he's got away with that one. So it is McAdam leading the way from Hammond, Hobbs, Smith and Johnson. RU5 at the moment. We're back with this absolutely fantastic battle between Hignett, Keys, Babby, Struick and Wells. And we've currently got Glory Babby on screen at the moment in that beautiful Mobil 1 Porsche. Of course, he got contact there with Leo Dreyer, but he'll be right. He's a trucker. Glory Babby, he knows how to truck on. He'll brush that off, he'll get the head down and get back to work. And he's got Joshua Struick right behind him as well. See if these two can work in tandem a little bit. I don't want to lose contact with Taylor, Hignett and Keys up ahead as well. So you want to make this a five-way fight, because these, let's be honest, these 5 drivers should be more trending towards that front of the field. So I do expect them to trend that way, but we will see. We have seen plenty of times in iRacing that once you get stuck in a battle, it is very hard to make your way forward. But of course, we've got plenty of time. It's only 6 minutes into the race. We've had so much action already. Oh, a little bit of a no-show there from the BMW of Mr. Hignett, but thinks better of it and just pulls back into the slipstream of Chrissy Taylor. And of course, these two are good mates. They're both plenty of banter in the chat as well between Hignett, Taylor and Hobbs, which is always great to see. Oh, I always get worried that always worries me at La Source as well, when they take those different lines and it just looks like they've gone a little bit too deep, but they pull it up some in time. So truck along now, 7 minutes down as they go through Eau Rouge and Radion, one of the most famous corners in the world. What do you reckon? Here we go. I reckon we're going to see a bit of a pass here. I feel like Keys is just getting that, the body language of his Corvette's just like, I want to get past, and I want to get past now.
Oh, but Hignett does go defensive, defends the inside. In fact, goes right to the middle of the track to give Lucas Keys a choice. You know, you can either go down the inside or go down. Oh,
that's a line. Oh, no!
Lucas Keys as well gets spun around. Chris Taylor drives on, but Lucas Keys in a very bad part of the track. That is right on the exit of Les Combes. That is not where you want to be. That is the line they would take on exit, and hopefully did not get struck by another car, but looking like Chris Taylor got the better end of the stick there. I'm wondering if it was...
Oh, he's lost it himself. Oh, yeah, too much curve. As well. Wow, the kid is human. So it is such a rare mistake to see Lucas Keys make that. Normally that you mail that one in, and yeah, very surprising. So just biting a little bit hard this evening, Spa and these GT3s. It just shows that you've just got to be switched on in these early laps.
Another car is off there. That is the Lamborghini. That looks like the Lamborghini of Saxon. Was that the Lamborghini of Saxon? I think it was. Yeah, it definitely was. It is the Lamborghini of Saxon Hayes, unfortunately going for a spin themselves. Spa and iRacing not being very nice to these drivers at the moment. It's taken a lot of victims now. A lot of drivers just spinning, and that is another thing. I wonder if that's due to the gravel on track, because if these drivers do touch the gravel, you do end up getting debris on track and do lose traction. Unfortunately for Saxon, it looks like he spun himself, but thankfully keeps it up the wall.
That's a rear lock-up for mine. That looked like, the rears just said, what are you doing? And around it went. And once the rears lock up in most of these cars, especially sort of GT3s. They're pretty much going back up the front now, and it is John McAdam leading the way. Now, he's got a bit of work to do because Will Hammond is certainly not letting him go, which is great to see. Will's going to just stick on to this, and I think we'll see a bit of pit stop mind games as well. If I'm Will Hammond here, I'm just trying to stay in that slipstream, try and save maybe a little bit of fuel as well, try and maintain some goodness in the tyre so you've got something to fight with at the back end of the race. But McAdam has drove beautifully in that Mustang, doing a lovely job. So it is McAdam from Will Hammond, and then Mitchy Hobbs, who's got quite a lot of work to do because he's got Dylan Smith all over him, cheap suit style. As he backs it into Puon as well, you can just see the rear end wanting to play swapsies on him. Of course, in his beloved Ferrari, he absolutely loves this thing. And we'll say, don't mind the livery as well, Valvoline, if you know what I mean. Very nice there from Mitchy Hobbs. And Dylan Smith, though, very quick operator. And I tell you what, that Team Mustang, they are looking very strong for some very solid bank of Teams Championship points. Of course, we do have a Teams Championship in this series as well, which is very exciting.
I will say the Mustang on iRacing is a joy to drive. It's an absolute downforce machine on iRacing. The polar opposite of ACC, where it drives honestly like a pig. But somehow you find time out of it. iRacing is polar opposite. It's actually not that quick down a straight, but in the corners, it is a bit of a weapon, especially if you've driven it around Nords. It's a fantastic car. Absolute joy to drive.
Yeah, it is a bit strange. It is quite a large car, so you'd expect around the Nordschleife it'd be a bit cumbersome. But yeah, from all reports, it's an absolute weapon.
It's a fantastic car. I'd take the iRacing Mustang over the ACC Mustang any day when it comes to drivability. As we get onto the onboard, will he get a run onto Mitch Hobbs? It looks like he does get a run on Mitch Hobbs and gets right on his rear bumper. And is he doing a bit of bump drafting here? We can't quite see. But as I've been talking to you, as you see, he can't really quite get a run on the Ferrari there. The Mustang's actually not that quick down a straight, but
I'm not sure there. I reckon there's a little bit of mind games going on there. There was definitely, I reckon, an opportunity to pull the nose out, and I reckon there's a little, just letting Hobbsy know I am here and I'm going to fill your rear view mirror this whole race. So Hobbsy's getting a thorough examination here, and what that is doing in the background there, that is a one Patrick Johnson who is going to loom up to the back of these two in a few laps, I feel. Well, I'll keep an eye on those lap times and just see where he is sitting in terms of that gap. So currently at the moment, just looking at that time screen, it's about 2 seconds. So we'll keep an eye on that. It is now under 2 seconds. So 100% PJ is on the march.
Patrick Johnson definitely hoping these guys start battling hard. If they battle more, they lose a bit of time, and that allows them to close up onto that battle, and it may be getting involved soon. He's not that far back. I wonder if Dylan Smith will go for a move eventually. Surely he knows that Patrick Johnson will start to close in, as he does look for a move down the inside at the chicane, but pulls out at the last second and decides to just, like you said, just play the mind game, stay on the rear bumper of the Ferrari, just show his nose. The Mustang is a pretty terrifying car to see in your rearview mirror. It's just a big brick of a thing, and it does work.
So let's got ourselves a black flag there for Angelo Cios. I'm not sure what's going on there. We'll just keep an eye on that as well. Currently running in 9th position at the moment. So a quick run through our team, because you are watching the Thermaltake iRacing GT3 Series live from Spa, and we're currently 14 minutes into the race, and he's John McAdam leading the way in the big bad Mustang from Will Hammond, Hobbs and Smith, who are currently on screen at the moment, and then Patrick Johnson, Tim Nash, Alistair McLeod, Graham Hill, Angelo Cios and Benjamin Hignan are your 10, with Rondinella and Babby just outside the 10 at the moment. But is some very excellent racing across the field. But we are on board with this fantastic battle here for the final spot on the podium as we jump on board here with Dylan Smith in bumper cam. And we will get, oh, that is very close. You do not want to get closer than that. Oh, you could smell the exhaust from here. Oh, that's great shot that. It just shows that little dip there as well. So they go through Jackie X corner. Of course, that is the bike configuration. And there is a little dip there that isn't noticeable. You don't sort of notice that, especially in the original no-name corner. But yeah, that's quite significant. I didn't realise it was that sort of pronounced.
Yeah, the iRacing scan of Spa-Francorchamps is fantastic. It is extremely detailed, and yeah, there's all these little things that you don't really think about when you're driving, but these drivers probably definitely feel it as they're driving. I wonder if it. There's a bit of understeer here from Dylan Smith, probably due to the dirty air of the Ferrari.
I was just going to say we've got our spotters in chat as well, and that is the one. We've got a Wild Toto saying exciting replay potential for Bignett. Oh, I always do love myself a bit of Benjamin Hignett replay action. Oh, as Hobbs there takes a lot of a curb there in the first part of the bus stop, very aggressive. That's what we want to see. Want to see him get up on the wheel and drive that Ferrari like he stole it.
Drive the Ferrari the way Ferrari wants you to drive it. Again, going through a rouge. It looks like Benjamin Archer's already done his pit stop, as I'm having a bit of stream issues.
Correct.
It says out, so I'm just assuming they've gone through the pits for them. But now, will Smith finally decide to go alongside and go for the move? It does not look like it yet. He just wants to stay on the road.
I'm telling you, this is 100% mind games. He's trying to force an error here. It's good racing. It's smart racing. Sometimes you've just got to think of the bigger picture here. Oh, here we go. Down into... Oh, I nearly forgot the name of the car. That's Ravage, you idiot. Gets it done as well. Lovely move there from Dylan Smith. And got that done beautifully. So he felt like he was being held up and then pulled the trigger and went for it and got it done. Lovely. Oh, but look at Hobbs. Hobbs is like, I'm having none of that, thank you. And he'll want to get back as quickly as possible as the sun now just starts to dip behind the trees and behind the shade. And it just gets a little bit sort of not overcast, but a bit overcast, which is going to be great for track temps and should grip up a little bit as well. So these drivers will be feeling pretty good about themselves out there at the moment. But it is McAdam leading the ways. Oh, a little wide, yeah, kicks up a bit of dirt. That's okay. Lucky the Ferrari's mid-engine, so it won't go on the intake. So it is McAdam leading the way, 0.4 to the good from Hammond, and then this fantastic battle between Smith and Hobbs, and then Patrick Johnson, who is closing 1.7 off, so he is there. Then Nash, McLeod, Hill, Hignett, and Zeos are your 10. And we're currently 17 minutes into a 45-minute race. We are expecting stops probably around the 25-minute mark to 35-minute mark. Well, will be interesting to see as well who tries a little bit of undercut action. Oh, God! Smith's gone! He spun the Mustang, around it went. And, that's a tricky spot too. We're going to see a bit of three-point turn action here, I feel.
Oh, he's bleeding so much time. Oh!
He's going to have to three-point turn it.
Oh, see that for all you want to get out of there. And he gets going again, and that is a classic Spa going for the final chicane. You just get on the gas just a split second too early, and like you said, these GT3s, once they lose the rear, they lose the rear. There's no recovering it. And unfortunately, bit Dylan Smith very hard there. He's now in P15, and that's actually given Mitch Hobbs quite a lot of breathing room. Now he's only got to worry about Patrick Johnston, but Patrick Johnston is still 1.3 behind. So
It's interesting here. We've got ourselves a replay. We'll just see exactly what happens. So he comes into the first part of the bus stop. That looks fine. Second part of the bus, yeah, just got on the gas. So look, that is a very strange spin, actually. Like, these GT3 cars, of course, run with traction control. So that almost looked like he's not running with TC. That looked, very strange. be interesting to just get a bit of a debrief on that one. Now, if I'm Dylan Smith here, I'm thinking about a pit stop as early as possible now. Now I'm thinking, okay, I've got to flip the script here and try and make up some positions and maybe get that pit stop out of the way as quickly as possible. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. It does depend, though, on his fuel burn. If he feels like he can cut...
There's a bit of smoke there. Someone else has lost it.
That's the international sign of something has happened. So back up the front now with McAdam and Hammond. And Hammond's doing a great job here, hanging on to the back of McAdam. I thought when McAdam got in front, he just sort of slowly eke out a gap, but Hammond has done a great job. Oh, here we go. Oh, that has not gone well. That has not gone well at all. And Lupti has half looped. Oh, what's in the background there?
Completely lost it as well.
Oh, so we've got a bumper all over, debris everywhere, gravels everywhere. Something has gone completely awry there at Buon.
Well.
So we've got a Merc that's running absolutely no front aero at all. Yeah, something's gone way wrong there. So they were definitely too wide into Puon on the entry. So I'm not too sure. We'll have to get. I don't want to call it too early. We are back with live action now, and I tell you what happened now. Just starting to really turn up the pressure here. He's decided we've had the butter chicken. Now it's time to go for the Vindaloo. Little error there as well, just coming out the back end of Lecom. So head down into Bruxelles, as they call it. It's still Rivage to me. And then the quick flick, it comes out really quickly.
It's odd, isn't it? It comes really quickly. You don't expect it. It's basically instant. Once you got off Brussels, you're straight into that flick to the left, and you're going straight towards Pool. It's interesting. You know, it's just that's the only part of the track that's changed compared to the other series. But we do get a replay there too. He made action there. Almost got rear-ended. He's also
gone
for a spin there. I think he lost it before that. I don't think the McLaren's hit him. He just again lost it on exit.
Tell you, that bus stop's just biting really hard, isn't it? It's very easy to do. I think we've all done it in multiple times.
I mean, I've done it on LMU in the prototypes. I've done it in iRacing. The only sim I've not done it in is ACC. ACC TC is very, very strong, so it prevents the car from doing that. But on iRacing, it's obviously it's still an aid. It still helps you, but it's just not quite as much as it would on the other titles. But yeah, that battle for P1 is really spicing up. Will Hammond is around the rear bumper of that Ford Mustang. That Mercedes is absolutely stunning as well. Unfortunately, I think this may be the last year for the AMG GTR, or the last final 2 years. It's finally getting replaced, I think, in the next couple of years. If I'm not wrong. If I'm correct.
You are correct. Yes, so the new AMG is on the way. Of course, one of the most successful GT3 cars going around the big AMG Merc. It's won multiple races around the world. And it's been dominating this year, actually, in real life as well. It is easily the strongest package. And we're seeing it right now as he's really putting McAdam under a thorough examination here, but McAdam is holding strong. He's keeping that big Mustang in the perfect position. He takes that classic line there through Rivage, and then they'll flick across into Jackie X and then down that little bump there. So that is really interesting.
That is very interesting. That makes me want to try this layout out right now. That dip is actually significant. It's even on the onboards with the car. It looks very, very significant.
In a car, that's significant. On a bike, that would be straight up wild.
Yeah, especially when you're on a YZF-R1, with 200 horsepower on two wheels when the bike weighs under 200 kilos. That's gotta be terrifying.
On a MotoGP bike, wow, that would be some ride. Of course, looking forward to seeing the bikes go around Spa. That is going to be a sight in itself. But we are talking about four-wheel action here. Of course, you are watching the Thermaltake iRacing GT3 Series live from Spa-Francorchamps. I am Sean Mullen, and joining me in the box is pro driver Tim Gubby. And we're looking back here with Dan Hockings and Lucas Keys. So Lucas Keys on a huge recovery drive. Now, currently 26th position. Not too sure if he's popped in for a pit stop. I haven't seen he has. But there we go. I've got Glenn's whispering sweet things in my ear. Lap L9. That means he's popped in the pits name. I should probably learn how to read a timing board. Good work. So he's the one to watch. We'll keep an eye on Lucas and the way he works through the field here. He's got himself a little bit of clear track around him as well, so he can start popping in some really quick laps there. And he got a couple of Chris Taylor coming on lap 7 as well. Leo Dreyer is actually the first of our drivers that has stopped, and now he stopped on lap 9 as well. So that's the one we've got to keep an eye on. He's kind of going to be our benchmark and see where he pops out once all this and we get a bit of cleanse. But we're still quite a bit of time away, I feel like, from our top drivers coming into the pit lane. A couple little winners and losers there. So Benjamin Hignett up 10 spots from the start. Great drive there from Hignett. Former Australian cricket captain Michael Clark, if you don't mind, up 11 spots. Great job there as well. And then Mr. Hugs up there 10 spots as well. But the biggest winner is Mr. William Morgan, 15 spots. That is easily driver of the day material right there. So he's done a fantastic job. Of course, and he's made his stop as well. So that is legitimate on pace alone, if you don't mind. So a great driver there from Morgan. And there he is on screen at the moment in a beautiful McLaren as well. That is a striking livery. Really digging that. That reminds me of the hypercolour T-shirts from back in the 90s. I'm showing my age here. As they go down the Camel Straight now, and he's got his teammate just in front of him as well. So a bit of formation flying, which is always good for the point score. But yeah, fantastic drive so far there from William Morgan. And we'll keep an eye on those two. Well, they got the same livery, so I'm just assuming they are.
I guess they're very similar liveries. It's I don't know. I don't know half these guys, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
I probably shouldn't assume, but if we could get Glenn just to go up to Leo Dreyer for us. We've got the team name, Pacific Esports Racing there from William Morgan, and Leo Dreyer from Mosaic Motorsports. So they're not teammates. So they're just running similar liveries just to absolutely confuse us. Surely, no. You know what? I reckon they're working together. I reckon there's a bit of inter-team, what's the word, partnership there, but which is what we love to see as well. Yeah, exactly right.
Two different liveries with technically two different names, but they're still teammates racing for the same team. I don't know.
We'll go with it. I reckon we'll run with it. Why not? Sounds good. But these two are doing a great job, both of them actually, and they've probably, Leo did drop 4 positions there, but I feel like he's on a bit of a recovery drive himself as well. Just having a look there, see who else is in the pit. So we've got a few popping in the pit lane now. Now, sort of our big hitters. Yeah, here we go. So it's Hollywood time now. Now we'll start to really get an idea of where's... Oh, I'll tell you what's happened here. So Will Hammond's dropped right off the back of McAdam. It's out to 2.1. So I feel like McAdam maybe have had a little bit of a whoopsie or a bit of a moment there. He's lost, 2.2 seconds. He was right on the back there of McAdam. So another story we will get to the bottom of. And William Morgan is now he's up 18 spots. That is a huge drive. Amazing drive.
I love Will Hammond's team name, Australia.
Yeah, really in depth.
Very, very good team name. Representing the people down under. Will Hammond, and he's doing a good job at it. Ooh, he's flashing his lights though. That is a blue flag is coming around. Ooh, that's not the best. Going for the outside around Pouon is absolutely terrifying. I'm sure the blue flag was terrified as well, as we do get a replay here of Graham Hill against
oh no, dear. Oh dear. That is call 911. I'd like to report a homicide, please. You can't be doing that.
He's almost run into that Porsche as well on the rejoin. GT3 around the outside through Lecombe, I can confirm, does not work.
No.
If
No,
you have
you're
watched
right.
the yellow, I've tried. Trust me, I've tried. I got lucky that I stayed on four wheels. Sorry, biker in me just it automatically goes into bikes. No, I was lucky to keep all four wheels on the track when I have tried. Unfortunately for the Mustang driver, it did not quite work out. And had to pay the price for it. And now they're under pressure from Leo Dreyer doing, like you said, that recovery drive. Dreyer right on the rear bumper of that Mustang. Now,
These two,
they might be team. That's this mosaic.
they are. They are teammates. These two are very much teammates.
Those are the teammates. Probably a lot of banter going on between the two of them now.
Let's see if there is a little bit of papaya rules here. We will find out, or is it very much mano a mano? By the way that Leo Dreyer is positioning that Mustang, I think all bets are off here. I think if there is an opportunity, he's going to go full send mode, which is what we want. We don't want team orders. We want everyone to get in there and roll the sleeves up and get stuck in. Of course, towards the back end of the season, if there are team championships up for grabs, of course, there's going to be a little bit of team tactics, but it's round one, so I feel like everyone should get stuck in. And we'll just have a quick couple. Oh, here we go. Yep, there we go. Answered my question. Thank you, Leo. I appreciate that. That is not the spot to pass, though. I'll tell you what, Graham Hill would be having absolute fits here. He'd be looking his rearview mirror going, Leo, what are you doing?
At the team championship, Leo, please.
So let's have a quick look there across the top of the field as well. So Patrick Johnson actually jumped Mitch Hobbs there through the pit stops. So nice job there from Patrick, up in the third position. So that's a podium now. So we'll keep an eye on that. But we know Hobbsy, he'll be sailing up to the back of Patrick Johnson, I feel like, very soon. That will be a ripping battle to watch. Two benchmark operators throwing down. But it is still McAdam leading the way. 2.6 the good from Will Hammond. Then Johnson, Hobbs, Nash. Nice job there from Nash. Haven't really spoke about him much, but he's got the head down doing his work, which is what we love to see. And Benjamin Hignett, Joshua Sturrock, Graham Hill, Leo Dreyer, who we're looking at the moment. And then Alistair McLeod are your 10 with William Morgan up 18 spots, if you don't mind, in 11th. 12th is Glory Babby, Dylan Smith. Unfortunate, now back down to 13th position. And then we've got Peterson Rodriguez, Christian Wells, and then Jaden Rondinella.
Whoa. That always makes me nervous when I think they're going to go side by side through Blanchimont. It's just like an absolute terrifying corner to go side by side through. But yeah, like you said, Tim Nash, not really mentioned much, but that's generally a good thing if you're this far up. That means you're having a quiet race. You're not having much drama. If you're having a quiet race in the top 10, nonetheless, you're having what I would and you would generally call a good race.
Always said, if I don't call your name out when I'm commentating, you are having a very good day. And that is proof in the pudding right there. So lovely drive there from Nash. Here with Graham Hill at the moment. Battle for 8th and 9th. And McLeod just off the back of these two. Maybe he'll be able to tack on. Here we go. Round 4 now. Leo in the toe. Pulls out of the toe. Up towards Lacombe. They're going to go side by side. Is Leo get it done this time? Graham, that was very gentlemanlike. Oh, maybe not. Oh, there was a little bit of contact there.
He did not want to give it. He really did not want to give it. But that's good to see. You know, they're teammates. But again, Team Australia. I think that's just an iRacing thing. I think it is. They're both driving Mosaic cars, but the way they're racing each other. Ooh, Graham, careful. There's a chance they may not be teammates. I don't know if they have to drive the same car in this series.
Here we go. I was just about to say that. We got Morgan McLeod. So Morgan's really racy here. He wants another position. Oh, he's got to. Oh, not a piff baff. Not a piff baff. That is not the spot. That is probably the spot that I Actually, that is the spot I never pass at. I did it actually yesterday at an LMU race, and I nearly put it up. Well, I pretty much did put it in the wall. I broke my rule, and it's just a place I do not like to make a pass. But he's got a good run now out of Stavilo too. Now up towards Blanchimont, the hero corner on the track, as Flames popping out of the 296. Is it going to go, oh, don't do this, please, thank you. Just a little bit of a gentleman agreement, thank you. Nice. Through Blanchimont, now down towards the bus stop. He's going to try and go around the outside. Always a tricky manoeuvre to do that. Ooh, that was some interesting braking there from McLeod. We won't say too much, but it looked like he come back across a little bit, but I think it's fair play on. And we've still got, 10 minutes remaining. So we are getting to that time now. If you've got something in your little trick bag, it's time to maybe just start to show it. So McAdams still leading the way, 2.4 to the good. And Hobbs has got past Johnson there. Oh, slow down. Oh, he's got a naughty flag. Oh, dear. Well, that'll be another thing.
You can abuse the slowdowns in this. It's not that dramatic.
Wow. Spoken and authorised by Tim Goeb.
He has lost a bit of ground to Hobbsy, so I wonder if it's more than just a slowdown. Oh, these two looking very racy now. Morgan really wants the position. Ooh, right on the exit of Lecombe. Oh, the contact there, and unfortunately, both of them get taken out, and that is not the way Morgan was looking for to race. Wonder if McLeod just perhaps a bit too racy, but that's, I wouldn't say it's what you'd expect. It's unfortunate, obviously, but that's something that can happen when two drivers are racing really. Oh, that Mustang got a bit squirmy there, almost lost there on Pouon. And McLeod actually is going to get a position back from Rodriguez. Oh, but Rodriguez does not want to give up. And they go side by side through Piff Path, but McLeod will have the inside on the exit there. And looking very racy there. They're racing fair. He's leaving him room. And Rodriguez will take the position back, but goes a bit wide, gets into the gravel. Now McLeod's around the rear bumper of the big Ford Mustang. And will he look to go for a move there? Surely not. Surely not side by side through Blanchimont.
Oh, no, Blanchimont. Come on.
McLeod just thinks about it. He can go for a chicane, but it looks like he wants to go through Blanchimont. He's looking very racy there. Perhaps a bit of red mist going through, but he will look down the inside through the final chicane. But Rodriguez will shut the door as they go around for another lap. But McLeod looking again, still very, very racy, not letting go of the rear bumper of that Ford Mustang. Perhaps trying to skip out nothing.
Here we go.
For turn one. Ooh, very deep there. It's looking like McLeod is going side by side. Another part of the track where you don't want to go side by side. But McLeod lets go a little bit. Decides, you know what? I'd rather have the slipstream through the straight. And honestly, that is probably the better decision from McLeod as they now go for the Camel Straight. I somehow forgot the name of that. McLeod actually losing a bit of ground there, not managing to keep up with the Mustang. Perhaps that front end damage might be causing him to have a little bit of drag.
We jump on board with McLeod now as he's chasing Rodriguez here. They come through the back end of Lecombe down into Rivage. Love this corner so much. It's a bit of a double apex. You let it drift wide a little bit, then you use the camber of the road to bring the nose back in. Then we flick it across down into Jackie X through the dip. Oh, yeah, I would love that. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have a go at this track. Now down into Pouon, easily my favourite corner on the track by far. You're backing in a little bit, let the rear come around, let it grip up, and then you're hard on the gas. And you always look for around 220 at the end of that ripple strip, that nose. That's just a bit of a visual indicator that you know you've absolutely nailed Pouon. Then through Piff Path.
I always look at my speed every time. I've noticed that about Pouon. I'm always looking at my exit speed out of that corner. It's just, you know when you've nailed it. There's just something about nailing Pouon around Spa that the other corners on this track don't quite do. It's just big, wide left-hand sweeper and you hit that double apex, you hit that first apex in the Mustang, that would be, well, for me in third. And then right before you hit that second apex, you shift up to fourth. And then I'm looking on down at my speed. How fast am I going on exit? And if I'm having over 220, around 225 to 230, then I'll be happy in my pool.
Yeah, it's one of those corners you can't. It's a real feeling corner. You know when you've nailed it. You just sort of you have a little smile on your face as well. Like, oh yeah, I hit that one. That was a good one.
That's not good. that tickled a bit.
Yeah. And then if you get out to that outside ripple strip though through the second part of Pearl, you're normally like, that wasn't so good. Now after
around the
Rouge and
outside
Radar.
where there's no grip,
Yeah,
all
exactly.
the rubber is you know when you've messed it up, and actually you also know when you messed it up when you enter it a bit too hot and then you end up losing your rear end. Surprisingly easy to do.
We've all done that, definitely. So looking at the moment, we're looking here at Dylan Smith, currently in 10th position at the moment. So he's on a bit of the recovery drive there as well. Actually back in the 10, so that's actually a very good recovery, because considering he was dropped down about 15th, 16th there after his little moment there at the bus stop about 15 minutes ago. So he's definitely got the head down and back trucking along. So it is McAdam leading the way, and he's now 3.3 to the good from Will Hammond. Then Mitchy Hobbs in third position, Patrick Johnson there in fourth, Timmy Nash in fifth, Benjamin Hignett in sixth, Joshua Stewart, great drive there from my man Jesh in seventh position. Really haven't spoken his name much as well. So again, another one having a good day at the office. Then Leo Dreyer and Graham Hill, the Mosaic boys, doing a lovely job. And then Dylan Smith, who we're currently looking at on screen at the moment, in 10th position. And then Glory Babby, another driver, had that little incident sort of earlier in the race, but really haven't called his name much since then. So again, driving it very nicely, and he's about to go to work here on Dylan Smith. We've got just a tick under 4 minutes remaining in the Thermaltake iRacing GT3 Series round one from Spa, and it's been a fantastic race so far. And start thinking about your drivers today. We've got a couple of really good nominations, I feel, for drivers today. Dan Hockings, another nice drive there as well, up 14 positions, currently running in 17th position in the McLaren in the 99. So that's another fantastic drive. Should be Aries on. Hang on. That's Saxon.
Again.
That is Saxon.
He lost his rear wing, unfortunately, this time around. And that is unfortunately race over for the old Lamborghini now.
That'll be, back in the pit lane. That'll be wheel across the room and many words that we can't repeat on stream. Is that a classic Lamborghini crash? Yes, it is.
The same corner as well.
See,
it looks like
you can put a different dress on it, but it's still an Audi. It still does Audi things.
I mean, I don't know how it drives on iRacing. I've tried the Lamborghini and ACC. I don't like it at all. Back with Mitch Hobbs. He's again pulled the gap on Patrick Johnson.
Here we go. Smith and Hill. And Smith gets it done. Nice job there from Dylan Smith. Now up to 9th position. So this recovery drive is going very nicely. And look at Babby. Babby wants a bit of this action as well on Hill. So Hill's just struggling a little bit at the back end of this race because he was one of our earlier stoppers. So maybe just could be struggling a little bit of tyre life. We're not too sure, but you just see the back end of the Mustang just does not want to hook up at all. And that Porsche is looking very racy. We know Babby, if he sees an opportunity, he'll go for it. But Dylan Smith out, as I said, on the big recovery drive. And we're having a look here at Graham Hill. And no, it's not that Graham Hill. It's the other Graham Hill.
It's nice Graham Hill.
Exactly, the more famous one. We'll go. Definitely a more famous one.
The better one. Nah.
So 43 minutes gone, so we are getting to that time. I reckon we got, what do you reckon? I'm going to go 2 more laps remaining. I'm just having a little see if there are, besides this battle on screen at the moment. Look, everyone's sort of, I think, found their position on track and just sort of, we're now at circulation to the end mode. And unfortunately, we do have a couple of retirements there as well. So Saxon Hayes, unfortunately, has pulled out. Benjamin Archer, who else? Chrissy Taylor, Lucas Keys, unfortunately, have had sits front. Oh, here we go. Oh, McLeod and Morgan here. Now, we've seen this story before. Now, part 1 didn't go too well. What's part 2 got for us?
I think
And I'm
Morgan
just-
might be a bit of that if I was McLeod, but I'm sorry, didn't mean to.
Yeah, you feel like Morgan's going to have that sort of, you know what? I remember what happened last time. There will be, if there is a slight opportunity here, I think there is no hesitation. There's no meeting about it. It is going to be, yep, I'm coming through. So go through Rouge and Radion now. Of course, flat in a GT3 car when they're warmed up. He should get the run here. He's got a great exit out of Radion. Oh, as we jump on board, perfect time there, William Morgan to get side by side down the Keble straight. Oh, a slight touch there as well on the Keble. Down into the late Cobb. Who's last of the late breakers? Did you get that done? He does. That's a fantastic move from Morgan. What a move from William Morgan. Absolutely magnificent. Placed the car beautifully, braked it later, turned it in, held onto it. Beautifully done.
You did say the slightest opportunity he was gonna take it, and he did. He had nothing to lose there. Well, he could have lost it all actually, but it was an all or nothing move. That's what it looked like to me, at least. But this should be the final lap of the race, as P1 is going through the back straight now. Just went through Blanchimont, and they're going to enter the final chicane right about now. So this should be the last lap of the race. I don't think it is checkered flag. So it's looking like it is going to be John McAdam is going to take the win here for the first race of the season. What a drive, a clean drive from McAdam. And who's going to be P2? It will be Will Hammond taking P2. And,
nice job from Will.
Mitch Hobbs, where's Hobbsy? Hobbsy takes the final step on the podium in his Valvoline Ferrari 296 GT3, and Patrick Johnson closely follows behind in the mighty C5 Corvette. As he goes and destroys the cars for the mechanics to fix. He's got some money, doesn't he? As Glory Babby now goes around the final corner, does not manage to get around Graham Hill. Graham Hill just holding on to that final position for the top 10.
I was going to say, Benjamin Hignett up 12 spots, finishes in 6th position. So a nice drive there from Mr. Hignett in the BMW as well. And of course, the only BMW. Oh, gee, good Lord.
What was that?
Got to be. Look, I'll just be honest. I have no problem saying you've got to be so careful doing that. Like, people are driving with multi-Newton meter wheels. You've got to be super careful. I've seen wrists broken with that happen. So anyway, that's enough. I sound like an old man. Looking here at Donovan.
Fine. You know what? But it's not just that, I do it with my mates all the time, but every time we're about to ram each other, we just let each other know, hey, I'm coming, just let go of your wheel, wait for the confirmation, hands are off, I'm coming in, baby. And then you can go do some pretty funny physics things, but when it's against strangers, well, that you don't quite know, and they're still holding onto their wheels, it can hurt. It's hurt me before, not quite wrist broken, but it can catch you by surprise, and it does hurt. As was that team?
Corey Cooney McLean, nice drive, up 6 positions, finished in 21st, and I believe this is his first time over in iRacing Land for OOR. So that's a fantastic debut. Really well done. Should be proud of that one. And Donovan Klopper there will finish in 22nd. So a couple of winners here. Yeah, Benjamin Higgins up 12 spots. Great job. William Morgan, we saw his overtake. I mean, definitely Thermaltake of the day as well. And up 16 positions. Dan Hocking's up 14 positions as well. Nice drive there from Dan the Man. So some really great sort of drives, some great stories there. But it is John McAdam that will take the W. 3 seconds to the good from Will Hammond. Mitch Hobbs will finish in 3rd. Patrick Johnson will take out 4th. Then Tim Nash, Hignett, Struick, Dreyer, Smith, Hill, Babby, Rodriguez, Morgan, McLeod, Wells, Rondinella, Hockings, and Goff. Are you 18? I need a breath. You can read out the rest. Go on, Tim.
Where are we? P19, followed by Zois. Cooney McLean takes P21 with Donovan Klopper in P22, followed by Pedro Padrao, P23. Robert Brickley will take P24. Biggie Hugs take P25. Cash in P26. And unfortunately for Saxon Hayes, will be in P27. I think there's more after this. I think we had 30 drivers, so I don't think it's given us everybody. They retired, so yeah, if they retired, they're not in there. But I know we do have a Lucas Keys and a Chris Taylor in there as well. So they did. Oh, there they are. There you go. So Luke you know what? McCulloch. There you go. Thank you. It will be P28. Archer in P29. Taylor in P30. Keith in 31st, and Liam Key will be the last of the DNFs in P32. That is a lot of cars, Jesus.
Which is great to see. We love seeing some awesome participation. So yeah, what a fantastic way to open up the iRacing GT3 series. I feel like this one's going to be an absolute rip snorter, but I'm going to give my driver of the day. I am going to give it special mention to Mr. Morgan, but driver of the day for me is definitely Benjamin Hignett, especially after the season he had last season. We all remember he had a bit of a mare, let's be real. So it is great to see him get some good luck, and to finish in 6th position in this field with this caliber of driver is a fantastic drive. So well done, Mr. Hignett. You should be pretty chuffed with that. And he's also a fellow bike rider, so he's a man after my heart. And he's also a ripping guy, and he also does great streaming as well. So he's a man of all trades. But a big thank you. We better do our quick thank you. So thank you to our wonderful stewarding team who do a tireless work. A big thank you to all our race directors as well, that without them we don't go racing. A massive thank you does go to the one and only Glenn Germain for providing the beautiful pictures that you see, and of course whispering sweet nothings in our ears all stream, which is always exciting. But of course, driver or team of the day does go to chat. You guys have been amazing. You've always kept us entertained, and I hope you did enjoy the racing this evening. Thank you, Tim. It's been fun. I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to having a good race as well.
Oh, wow. Just made it all about his race then, didn't he?
It's always fun commentating you, Muller. It's always an honor. We always have a fantastic time with you. And definitely looking forward to the next one.
Thank you. Well, make sure you do tune in tomorrow evening. Because, of course, we got the LMU. They're going to go in WEC land. They're off to Bahrain. So looking forward to that. And then, of course, tomorrow evening, it's the big one. Split Blood is back. So make sure you do tune in for that, because I guarantee you there will be drama, there will be action, there will be controversy. It is Split Blood. It is what they do. But other than that, enjoy the rest of the evening, stay safe, look after each other, and say hi to your mum for me. And as always, you've been watching OOR.